Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Had to make sure my mic was on.
Just gonna say right now, watching that whole intro, you guys are in trouble with vegans on both sides. You're killing animals and fruit. What the hell?
Jamie hates fruit. He
I
has
hate
a-
watermelon.
I don't
something with
understand water
watermelon.
jugs and fruit and prairie dogs. Holy moly, you guys are gonna go after it all over the place here.
I hate watermelon. I can't stand it.
Every time my wife sees that, she goes, "What the hell's he got against watermelon?"
Oh, my grandma hated it too, and she was alive. Well, so I was very wasteful. She said.
I could see like squash and like zucchini that there's so much extra of that, but watermelon, come on, man, that's good
Yeah.
whiskey, that's good moonshine stuff.
Well, it costs a lot now.
Quick reminder here: the chat was up and running. I don't know what happened tonight, unless you guys can see it on your end. But
I can
I
see
got
it.
it going
Yep.
here.
so
Scott,
anyway, it kind of
Yeah.
cleared out. I see, and whatever.
So in case
we've had trouble
anybody
with that.
new to North Dakota, or we got some listeners that aren't from here, our guest tonight, Scott Bachmeyer, Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Scott was nice enough, and Clay and I, before we even had our first, he's looking sharp too. He's dressed up for the
Yeah.
show. He's giving us some.
Hey, I heard there was a strict dress code for this thing. It was like worse than Catholic school when I went to Catholic school, so I figured I'd really sharpen it up for you guys.
Well, it's like I said right here. I got a picture of him before he was coming. here,
That's
guys, right
branding,
there.
though.
And no,
Strict
you're
dress
good.
code, no drinking code. So
Yeah, no drinking code at all. Hey, Doug, good to see you. Vance from down in Georgia. All right, let's get this baby started. You want to start this off for us, Scott, with the Second Amendment?
You bet a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of all a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Amen.
absolutely.
Start every show that way.
We got one shot cap. Good evening, Paul Odegaard. Howdy, Scott Bachmeyer.
See ya, hey, Paula, yeah.
Yeah, we got our sponsor, Axe Hondo, watching the intro. Think I'm going through watermelon withdrawal. Yeah, we should. Hey, Dougie, if them prices go down on them, let me know. We should do another one. But
You know, when we
It's
go
good, it's
hogs
good to
on-
see one shot cap on here because he's on my YouTube channel when I'm on there a few times. I appreciate that.
yep,
You bet.
yeah.
He knows
Yeah.
the shows to follow. He knows that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we got a few crossover viewers here. So
As
do.
we should.
yep,
I see him
absolutely.
when I get up in time in the morning. I see him on there and on your show as well. So
All right, hey Josh Patterson, what's up, buddy? We met Josh. He's been watching us for a while. We met Josh down there at the Selfridge Prairie Dog tournament there, right, Clayton?
that was a good time, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Josh, good to see you.
It was a good time.
How
We
many
did-
years they've been doing that? I was at Shields or Selfridge. Which one is hosting it now?
It was at Selfridge.
But they switch back and forth. we were
Okay.
told. That's why we ended up. We were in Selfridge last year. Good thing I called you before I was on the
Yeah,
road.
Clay
I
was going to
called
head over to
Jamie.
Shields.
I was
I'm
heading
like,
to
"Nah, you're
Shields.
going the
I
wrong
didn't
way."
know. So yeah.
Gotta love the Shields bar, man. I remember back when it was in the original building too.
Oh,
Before
wow.
they had that little fire going on in there. But
Yeah, it was in the.
I
bar.
got some good stories putting up some square bales down on that in the south of Shields area.
Wow. Do you remember, Scott, when Dan, remember from Jamestown area and the NRA, we all
Yeah.
just left Flasher and he pulled his camper down and went to Shields that night. Oh my God. Oh,
Don't blink, you might miss it.
oh my goodness. And Dan ended up staying in his camper down there that night, which is probably good. But yeah, we moseyed our way through the back roads back to Morristown after that.
All right, so I'll tell you what, we're gonna hit it tonight. If you're wondering what we're gonna hit on. We got antelope, well, pronghorn, whatever you want to call them. I guess I'm used to calling them antelope, but most people seem to call them pronghorn. We're gonna hit on that a little bit, and of course, Saturday's a pheasant opener, and then we're gonna get something going on in Wyoming. A bunch of people turning their tags in for a particular reason. Because their deer population's down, but I think they got a good thing going on there. I wouldn't mind seeing that happen here at some point with what they got happening there. And we got to kind of hear to a point of that too with the old midges that were biting the ears on the deer and taking the population up. But we'll get into that later. First things first, Friday, we got the pronghorn opener here in North Dakota. And the only one on here who has a tag is Mr. Scott Bachmeyer.
Right here it is. Just in case you
That's
don't
right.
know, here it is, antelope gunner bow, and there's only a few units open: 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, 4A, 4C, 5A, and 7A. And yeah, that opens up on Friday. Gunner bow.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what are you seeing down there for antelope, Scott? You think?
It's about the same thing that when the last time you came down here.
Mhm.
We have a few here and there, nothing huge by any means. I was all the way down through Spearfish today and up through Highway 85. There's goats out there, but you know what you see along the side of the road. I'm guessing there's a lot more back in the flats in the country too. You know, but they're out there. It definitely took a little bit of a hit from the EHD a couple years ago, but there's more antelope pronghorn than there are. Well, you know, it's true because when I was hunting in Texas, they're like, which type of antelope? I'm like, okay, I get it. You have more types down there. I get that here, but there's definitely more pronghorn antelope in my country than there are deer right now.
Yeah. You said you don't have pretty much any deer down there where you're at, right? It's pretty bleak.
It's pretty scarce. I mean, there's a few does and some younger bucks, but that EHD really made them sick here the last couple of years.
So a lot of people don't even know that EHD will take out antelope.
Oh yes, absolutely it will.
And elk too, for that matter, right? I mean, they're a little more resilient than the deer are.
So
probably.
It'll take whitetail first, antelope second. Mule deer and elk are a little bit more resilient, but they still get sick. A couple years ago, I mean, Jake Wagner out of Baker, Montana, Hanging W Meats, he closes his whole shop down and just does wild game during the season. And 2 years ago, he said, I never seen anything like it. He says every buck came in as a stag. He said there was nothing going on. And that's this whole area. They weren't losing their velvet. They just weren't rebreeding or nothing. So it's pretty scarce. And you put two really tough springs on it and a terrible coyote market where a lot of people kind of went down on hunting and trapping. There was a lot of spring kill off. There's no doubt. The coyotes ate well.
Yeah, they did. And I tell you what, I didn't find a whole lot of bones until I got down into some real low areas where they must have got down in there when they were sick. And I did find quite a few of them. My dad's got a big alfalfa field right to the east of his place. And he said when he first cut that, there was bone piles laying up there everywhere too. So you didn't do any bow hunting for antelope? Or you're just going straight to the rifle season this year on it, Scott?
Got a little bit busy during bow season. I put a new bow together. Didn't have time to put the time I felt was comfortable to be hitting ethical shots in my mind. So I kind of just pushed it off.
What kind of bow you running then?
Still running Hoyts.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah,
what's the IBO on your new bow then? About 320?
I don't even check that.
Non-bow guy got you with a tech question.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to tech questions, whether it's rifle or my bow, you know,
so how does it
it's all about shot placement for me. Yeah, I could shoot a 10 millimeter pistol as long as I hit it in the right area. Right.
So
I mean, it's all about placement.
So from your old bow to your new bow that you got now, do you notice any different in accuracy, or do you shoot it about the same, or what's different about your new one from your old one?
Speed for one. You can tell it is faster. I had to get different arrows. I got stiffer spines of my arrows because it was way too fast and it was flexing my old arrows way too much.
So what kind of arrows you run then?
I'm running 500s now. So I was running 400s before. I had to move up.
And you're a broadhead guy, right? You're not a mechanical. You like the fixed.
I like broadhead. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you? Okay, so you're not doing that. What do you, Clay? You want to hit some of these questions here? I got a few more for Scott here. I'm sorry if I'm running. I'm all full of questions for you, Scott.
Just go, man. Go, man. Go.
Well, I do like what the mayor of Mobridge said, Gene Cox. He goes, Antilochopteris americana. That's a scientific name. Go with that for goats.
Man, we're gonna have to leave that up, Gene.
No. We're just gonna shorten it down, Gene, to AA.
AA. There we go.
Axel's term, speed goats. Yes, I hear it. Speed goats is a good one there.
You're probably gonna have to put these up, Jamie, because they're not coming through on my end tonight. So
really,
for whatever reason,
what the heck? Well,
we had that happen a couple shows
ago. But so one shot Cappy says I shot my first goat 41 years ago, Hardin County, 2 shots. Woof. And then Gene's got that up there. Eric Newman, we have some goats around, but the bucks are mostly young ones. I've seen a few nice ones up around our place. The season's not open up there. It's north of Golden Valley. I mean, Shreve Red Angus will tell you, Scott, he's actually seen quite a few up there. He's not sure why it's closed. I agree.
Have you seen the video that Riley sent?
I did not. I didn't catch it.
Oh, he sent me a great Snapchat. He had, I don't know what he was doing, a feeding or spraying or doing something, but he had one big speed goat chased off a young one, and then another bigger one came in, and there was a fight going on. So he shut everything. He shut everything down and tried to videotape it. So it was pretty cool. He sent that to me the other day.
Yeah, Antelope Capri's Americana, they do get pretty feisty with each other. There's some brawlers. I've seen them go at it pretty hard. It's fun watching them because they don't really look like it, but yeah, or you get a buck. He controls that herd pretty good. He runs them around, and if one breaks off, I mean, they're like a good cutting horse there.
Tell you what, you take anything in AA, there's a fight bound to happen.
Nice.
This
ad,
is
nice
true.
ad.
So if you're using your rifle, what rifle are you using then, Scott?
I'm still using the old 6.5 Creed, baby.
Yeah,
Same thing. You know, I set that up for long range. I set it up for coyotes. I've helped take a lot of different game animals, and I've never had anyone go more than 10, 15 yards on
So
me.
that's the one that you had when I was down there hunting. He took me hunting. Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
That's what is Savage. He's kind of got like a 24-inch, like a bull barrel even, right? But it's fluted, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the Savage 110. This is back when there was good Savage, back when Clay and I were taking these guys out, the original owner, Ron Colburn, out there.
Colburn, he's great.
Yeah, what a good guy, you know. But yeah, we got this one, and it's way, way heavy, but it'll make a man out of you when you're hiking through stuff. There's no doubt.
The thing about a heavy gun is they're usually pretty consistent where you're going to hit even at long range. I know you let me shoot it at that rock. I think it was 600 and pretty much hit right where I was aiming. You got the Burris Eliminator on there yet then?
Yeah, I still do. Same one.
Yep. So and you're running, as I recall, 129 SSTs?
Yeah, 129 SSTs. That's what shoots really well out of my rifle. I've taken an Antelope at 927. And I've taken a coyote, and this was a luck shot, and Jesse Flass was there to prove it with me at 1100.
That's awesome, man.
So I'm just comfortable with it. And I think that's a big thing when you're shooting, especially longer range. I don't even short range. You got to be comfortable with what you're shooting.
Right.
And when I use that, I mean, besides my 223, I carry in my Ranger just for my jack handle gun.
Yep.
Besides that, I mean, I'm just comfortable with it. And I think that has a lot to do with what you're going to be hitting and how accurate you are.
And you got
I got a question.
Go ahead, Clayton. I'm
sorry. And I like to shoot long range too. I probably don't shoot as much as you do at that, but I set up a gun for that. And I'm getting pretty comfortable taking them long shots. Do you ever catch any crap from people for taking shots like that? Because to me, it's one of them things where it's what you're comfortable with. I've seen people out there that will criticize a long shot at 500 plus, but yet they'll go out there, they never shoot their gun, grab it out of the cabinet the first day of deer season and miss at 100 yards or wound it. To me, that's worse. I mean, I know where my gun hits. I know you do too. So I don't see an issue with it, but do you catch any grief for that?
Absolutely. I catch grief with everything I do. You guys will find this out. You're new to this whole stuff, so you just wait. But
I'm just not as politically correct as you. I tell them to go bang themselves. You know what I mean?
I know. Here's a great story. So I had a couple come out. She had an elk tag a few years ago. And I said, like I tell everybody, I said, you can't just come out and expect to hunt elk.
Right.
I'll let you know when they're here, and I'll call you up, and I expect you to come right away because it's a once in a lifetime tag. Mm-hmm. I'll save you the time and energy, right? And I'll put you on and get you as close as I can. I got her 80 yards from about a 380 to 400 yard bull.
Yeah, unreal.
And 3 times, and the bull didn't move. No idea, right? After we were done, and I thought, I was like, you had to hit it, right? You had to. So we're hiking the Badland, we're up and down all these things, and we finally determined there's no blood trail, there's nothing we can really find. Looked the whole next day, and then her and her husband came back saying that, well, we borrowed this gun from somebody, and we thought it was set up, ready to go.
Can't stand.
And there's the thing is, whether it's all 3 of us can shoot my rifle, I guarantee I'm going to be more accurate with my rifle than you guys will because it's set up for me.
Yep.
Right. Absolutely. Every scope is set up for each person differently.
Oh yeah, for sure. I see that differently.
Got to put your time into it a little bit, or at least put it on paper a little bit.
You got to shoot something down range and just see where it's shooting.
Well, shooting's fun. I don't understand how I've actually ran into people at the public ranges, guys are going, you start talking to them, and I actually don't even like shooting. I just don't get that, man. I love shooting. I love shooting small groups. I love banging steel. Obviously, I like shooting watermelons and water jugs. I like shooting about anything. I just don't get. When I get done shooting for a whole day, I want to keep shooting. I just
Yeah. But when you come to, do I get a hard time? When it comes to predators, I really don't get a hard time about long range shooting, unless it's the old school calling guys where they like try to call them into shotgun range.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. Have you ever done that? Oh,
Absolutely. I've done both, and I love it too. But there's certain times in the year, and especially out here in the Badlands, that coyote, when they hold up on a ridge, they're going to hold up on a ridge. They're not coming all the way in for a rabbit and wasting all that energy.
And I know we're going down a different rabbit hole on that, but I can tell you this from hunting coyotes, and I know you hunt a hell of a lot more than I do anymore, but the technology we have, like the burst eliminator type scopes, now it's nothing. It's nothing to take them doubles, even triples when they're coming in, or take those shots at 1,900 yards because you can be confident with what you're doing. Even 20 years ago, unless you were out there behind your gun a lot, that was not exactly the ideal setup. They were hanging up. They're probably just going to sit there.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we saw that.
Well, and then you can go down. I'm sorry to break in here, but then you can go down the same thing. Like the old school hunters are like, well, you're just scaring them off. They're never going to be called in. And then you go into the thermal imaging hunting and they're like, you're ruining it for coyotes because all the coyotes are scared of everything and you're ruining it. You're making them call shy. And then you talk to somebody like Jamie Olson. He's like, there's no such thing as call shy. You're just not calling the right way. You're not setting up the right way.
Yeah, I believe that.
So, I mean, and that's when we go back, like you and I all of us talked about last night. Let's just get out there and shoot. Stop arguing about it. Get out and hunt them.
So I'm going to throw a couple of these comments in here. So Josh Patterson, he says that's why he sets up his boy's rifle for him, and then he hunts and shoots it a lot. And that's just it. If you're going to teach them right. I do the same thing with my boys when I got them each a 243, basically so I could reload for one caliber.
Shooting's like anything else. So if you put in your reps, you're going to be better at it.
Absolutely.
And Gene, here we are tearing ourselves apart again. Just hunt and or shoot. There you go, Gene. Yeah,
love it.
We did. We had that discussion last night.
I can tell you when I was with Scott, I got my antelope. Like I said, I don't remember Scott. It was 410 or 420, and he was kind of trotting there, and I got. And I did hit him a little back. He did stand up on us after we were high-fiving. And it was like, oh! So then I drilled him in the neck. But then we went out a few miles north of there, and Scott got his 500 yards, man. He drilled it right through the pump house. So, I mean, if anybody's burst eliminator is cheating, I thought, well, how much more ethical of a shot can you get at 500 yards?
I agree.
She did a circle and tipped over, and we went to work on her.
And the thing about it is, cheating, whatever. You can say that. I mean, okay, so let's start with the cheating. We got the guys with the that are against crossbows. Crossbows have been around longer than any other bow around.
Right.
Okay. I mean, longbows maybe not, but they've been around a long time. So if you're going to go down the whole tradition thing, you might as well allow crossbows in everything you do because they're way older than crossbows. I mean, compound bows or any of that stuff.
Yeah. Crossbows have been around forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Really but when you look at ethical and 500 yards and somebody's like, oh, that's a long shot. To some people, that's a gimme. So it depends on where you live. You go out the thicks of Minnesota where it's slugs only in your shotgun. 100 yards is a long shot. And then you go out to Wyoming in some areas and 500 yards is a close shot.
So I would say 500 yards. I'm not trying to brag like I'm Joe Sniper, but 500 yards, if there's like little wind, like maybe 5 to 8 mile an hour, I'm 100% on a deer, 100% confident.
Absolutely.
I will hit it at 500 yards.
Yeah.
If the wind's blowing hard, I use my hunting skills and I'll get a little closer if I have to, or if it's possible, if they're on a flat thing, we'll just drive at it like Scott did with him and I did with the antelope, drive straight at the sucker. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it depends on where you hunt and how much you shoot.
A lot of people second guess themselves all the time. It's like, just take a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, we were at we hunted for whopping 45 minutes and we were done.
It was, you guaranteed an hour. And like I said, I got the Euro mount on the skull hooker, which you recommended for me, which I love those things, Scott, by the way.
Those are really nice.
Yeah. it's a real nice antelope. Like I said, it's not going to make the record books, but I was completely happy with it. And Scott said we'd get it right away, and we did, and we went and got his, and we took to polishing out the Pendleton after that.
Well, I even taught you something new about cleaning.
Yeah, you
speed
did.
goats out.
Couple of things.
2 things. 1, have a hydraulic bale bed with your pickup,
Awesome.
and two, the most important thing, have a silver bullet fire extinguisher that has water in it, because you can spray those things out and clean them up perfectly.
You know what I got now? I got a little pump that plugs into the 12 volt on my mule, and you put the one end in the 1 gallon jug, and it's got tons of it's got a great pressure coming out of there. So
you're right, though. Those fire extinguishers were
that thing was awesome.
They worked perfect.
That worked super good. I didn't even think of that, and that was a great idea, Scott.
Well, the biggest thing about speed goat meat is if you get it cooled down, the faster you cool it down, the better it tastes. And a lot of people have this saying, "Oh, antelope doesn't taste very good." I think you've done it the wrong way. You got to get it down.
I'm gonna lie, I really enjoy antelope meat more than I do deer. I mean, I like deer, but I really like a good antelope loin. I mean, it's
all right. Clayton, hold that thought. Let's talk a little antelope meat when we come back. We're gonna take our first break here. Our Lauer Auto Repair. We're gonna hit our first sponsor here, and we'll be right back.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
All right. Thanks again to Lauer Auto Repair. Down on 309 South Washington Street, 701-258-6308. Tell you what, Axe and the guys, they will get you set up. So head in there. Hunting seasons are here. Get that pickup tuned up, guys.
Yep, love it. And then I actually got some down there for Axe has got me to pick up. It's a little something for the people who shouldn't be sniffing around on posted land. I got a little something for them. It's a little surprise up there on the ranch. So
there you go.
I'll keep you guys posted what that is.
Well, I'm bringing you some signs this weekend when I come up. So
yeah. All right, Clay. So you were talking about little antelope meat there. What you said you favor that over deer?
I do. I favor it. And here's the key too. Don't run the living crap out of it, guys. I know a lot of people do that. I mean, if you're looking for the meat, in all honesty, take a nice big juicy doe that you put to bed the night before, and then get there early in the morning and take it out. There's nothing better than a nice antelope steak. There really isn't. There's just not enough meat on them.
I mean, here's the deal, man. I took my buddies up when we used to be able to get doe tags all the time at our place. They shot 2 does. Full bore running. I mean, and they had shot. I mean, these guys had they were offhanding them, and these things are like 300, and they took about 3-4 shots, but they got them. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that was probably some of the best antelope meat we ever had, and we made. We
care is everything too. Scott made a great point. Yeah. Get that meat cooled down. Most people, guys, don't throw it in the back of your pickup after you gut it, and then drive around in 80 degrees.
Clay, I'm disagreeing with you again here.
I don't know. I can tell you, I've done it, and it didn't taste
good. We used to do it all the time. It's 60 degrees, threw it right in the back, through the tonneau cover.
Did you grind it and put it in a sausage, or did you just eat a steak?
No, we kept the back straps and the rest we made into sausage, and we canned a lot of it too. So
I don't know. I tried.
I mean, it wasn't 70 degrees, but if it was that warm, I would be concerned with it. But if it's 50s, I'm not worried.
And I don't know. I'm sure Scott's had that too. Where
Scott likes to get it on ice right away. He likes to cool it up.
And you get those days. I don't know how many years I've hunted antelope sometimes, and it is 60 and 70 degrees out by the middle of the day. That just sucks as far as the meat.
Here's the thing: is that bacteria starts right away as soon as you open it up.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you're butchering beef, Mr. Mayer can even attest to this. When you butcher anything, the better you can cool it down, and the quicker you can cool it down, and keep it cool, you're going to have a better flavor to it.
Yeah,
And
Gene
there's a lot
just
of
chimed
yeah.
in.
Yep, right there. Get it
So get
skinned and
skinned
put it on ice
online.
when still twitching. Yeah.
Yeah, and Eric said the same
Yeah.
thing. You know, Eric, he's our taxidermist, and he says, "Get the skin off fast. Goats are the best fine dining next to porcupine."
Eric, every porcupine I snuff out during the deer season, I'm going to keep for you.
No. So Eric has a good point there. And Eric, you can chime in again if you want, but porcupine is actually kind of a pork tasting meat to me.
Really?
Yeah.
It really is. So you guys, I want to invite you guys down to the Baker Wild Game Feed.
That means we're staying over because I know what that's like there.
Absolutely. It is one of the most impressive gun auctions and giveaways I've ever seen. They do like 100 to 120 some guns.
They
And
raise a lot of money.
And they give it 100% back to the community. 100%. But they have porcupine soup, porcupine sausage, porcupine stew, mountain lion, elk, pronghorn, deer.
Everything.
They have so many different things, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they used to do one down here in Lemon. They used to hold it out at Somerville, and it was good, except I think some of the guys that would put it on with the Grand River Sportsman's Club, they were there way too long during the day with ice, with a cooler full of beer. And so sometimes you wondered exactly what you were eating, but it wasn't too bad.
Whatever, as long as it tastes good. I don't want to know. Marty Beard gave me some coon jerky once, and I thought it was deer or something. I was like, man, that's pretty good. And he's like, that's coon jerky. And I was like, that's funny. And he just sat there looking at me stone faced. And I was like, all right, well, give me some more. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gene also says, don't pop the gut.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Out of all the animals I've ever butchered, besides probably a smelling of I think a prairie dog and a skunk are the same thing. When you open up a pronghorn antelope and you popped it in the gut, it is nasty.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Eric's got in there. He said he saw a guy with his antelope under his camper with the skin on it in 110 degree.
Wow, that's for 4 days. I mean,
that was no good after.
Hold on. Now that's dry aging there, boys.
Yeah. Vance agrees with you.
Vance says down there in Georgia, he hunts with his AR and a red dot, 50 to 100 yards average shot.
Yep.
Oh, that's full of trees down there.
And if you don't think an AR will penetrate or kill, did a video out at Axes at 250 yards. I used a 62 grain Sierra Game King soft point bowtail, blew all the way through 16 inches of ballistics gel at 250. Had a nice wound to it. I wish we could have recovered the bullet, but it went all the way through. So after I did that, I wouldn't be too afraid to even shoot even a big deer at 250 yards, because 16 inches, I mean, that soft point goes in, or that's going to that opens up. That's going to pop both lungs or hit it in the heart, whatever you want to do.
All about shot placement.
As far as the red dot goes, real quick, guys, I would say after doing some youth hunts with my buddies over the years, and people who are like Scott, we were talking, and Clay, that don't shoot their gun a lot. If you don't think you're going to shoot over 200 yards, I would definitely, even on bolt guns, put a red dot on there and dead zero that thing for 200 and in.
Quick. It's quick.
Because people struggle who are new to guns and hunting. They struggle with scopes. Even if you turn it down to 4 power, they struggle to see through it, especially kids. And if they're trying to offhand it, younger people. I mean, my daughter's probably going to hunt next year. I'm putting a red dot on. I mean, there's not a doubt in my mind. And my buddy's son is. I mean, I just think that's the way to go for people who don't shoot a lot or new hunters, because I've seen it too many times. They just struggle to find anything in the scope like that, and it's painful to watch, and I feel bad for them. But that's the way it is.
Well, it gives quick accusation. I mean, you can acquire your target very, very quickly.
Right.
With that red dot.
Both eyes open easy. I actually shoot my scope both eyes open when I hunt too.
So do I.
So right, that you're supposed to do that actually is what I'm told. But I think you can see your target with your left eye down range, and your right eye you can still see it in there. And then to me it's easy now to do it.
So Eric chimed in here, getting back to porcupines. Porcupine is the only meat you can eat raw and not get sick. That's why some states ban killing porcupine, because it's considered a survival food.
Boy, did I get chewed out thanks to Darrell East, by the way, from a professor in Utah who heard my show. He helps during the snagging season of paddlefish in North Dakota Game and Fish when they clean them out. and he heard my show about shooting porcupines and on the road or in the ditch or haying or whatever.
Mhm.
Shoot them all over the place. And boy, he did not like that, because if we don't stop shooting them, they're going to become endangered, and then look out. So
Danger.
yeah,
Not in
Well,
our place, Scott. Them
Not anywhere.
porcupines, I thought I cleaned them out a couple years ago. Even last year after deer season, I went out and I bet you I got 8-10 of them from the last day of deer season till the next weekend I went out, and I thought they're done now. I got them. Nope, they're back this year thicker than ever. So
They
It's
are
just-
some
it's
tree
just
killing
like-
varmints.
but it's just like wood. It's a renewable resource.
yeah, or
Absolutely.
coyotes. You think you got coyotes snuffed out, and
Not
next
even
year, like,
close.
where in the hell did all
Yeah.
these come from? And porcupines are such waddlers. I'm like, where did they walk here from? Did they ever get tired or what?
I don't know.
God, they're just unbelievable.
You wouldn't get tired if you were walking half a mile an hour either.
Good point. Good. One
Yeah.
shot cap. He says, "Hey Scott, you dress better at branding season than some politicians on the That's-
Especially with the new dress codes, right?
Yeah, that's for our man out in Pennsylvania. He knows all about that. Keith O'Donnell says he prefers the ACOG to the red dot. I agree, Keith. ACOG
Yeah,
are
yeah.
awesome, but thing is, a red dot's about $120. But
Yeah.
Gene Cox, JD, did you use the Coon Peter for a toothpick? Moonshiners used to run the whiskey from the worm.
They still do run the moonshine from the worm with a Coon Peter. I guarantee it.
Marty
The
Beard
original
Marty Beard gave me a Coon Peter toothpick. I was introduced to that a long time ago. I didn't believe that's what it was, but
The only problem with that is
You didn't believe Marty? Come on.
No.
I thought he was messing with me.
the only problem with it is JD didn't understand how to use the toothpick.
Yeah, it was bent. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? with this?
How's this supposed to clean my teeth? I don't get it.
Oh man, I love it.
For more
We're that
tips,
far into the show, we can say that now, or what?
Yeah, we
Sure.
can. We can say
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah, we're this is a live stream, man. We can get away with more stuff
we,
here.
we can do what we want.
I'm used to the radio PG stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
no,
when you
we're-
listen to us on Friday, you wouldn't know any what goes on here.
I work during the day
Yeah.
and at night, by the way. So
Oh, all right. So I tell you what. One more thing about hunting antelope, they require 400 square inches of orange. I wouldn't know what 400 square inches of orange look
Hey,
like.
X says this is going to turn into a meme.
I know it's going to turn into me, and it's going to be me doing it too. You dog.
I like those memes you had last night, by the way, Scott.
Yeah, I threw a nice
Yeah.
ones at you.
Yeah. you
Okay,
did.
so 400 square inches is basically your chest and your back.
Okay.
It's like a vest. Basically, if you have a vest on, that's roughly 400 square inches.
So what? So let me ask you guys, what do you wear for orange?
Carhartt.
Okay, Clayton.
Yeah.
That's all right. So I'll tell you what I wear. It's either an orange cap. One of the sponsors, a blind guy, or Todd Mitchell gave Clayton and I the KFYR beanies, which I probably wear both of those.
I do wear
Uh,
beanies. I do wear those.
beanies.
Yeah.
I was wearing
And-
mine last year when I took that mule deer.
I
I
have a
actually did that
vest, but
legal.
underneath the vest, I mean, if it's not just balls cold, I got a vest and I got an orange zipper hoodie underneath that I wear. But other than that, I mean,
So I'm going to throw this out to Eric because I know Eric is listening. What is South Dakota's regs? It always used to be, I think, a cap qualified or something equivalent. I don't think we had to actually have a full chest and back, which is 400 square inches.
I think it depends on the season, though, Clay. I think
It could
a
be.
ball cap is okay for like pheasant,
Yeah.
but when
Yep.
you're big game hunting, I think you are required. But Eric can probably tune into
Yeah.
that better than I can.
I can tell you right now, it kind of torques me off that particular rule. Essentially, especially if I'm hunting private land, my own land, and I know
Yeah.
nobody else on it.
I agree.
I shouldn't have to wear it, but that's what it is. So that's.
I've
what
had
it is.
people bitch at me about it in comments about in videos.
Oh,
and I'm
frig.
like, it's private land. Or I can still get shot. And I'm like, if somebody shoots at me and misses them, they better hit me on private land because they're going to get lit up if they miss.
Well, I look at it like this. I even caught hell when I posted pictures. That's why I'm not on Facebook much either anymore, too. But I posted pictures on it. Yeah, I took my freaking orange off. I didn't want a picture of me with my nice deer in orange. Piss on that. Oh my
Yeah.
God. You'd have thought that I freaking cut my leg. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. I mean, yeah. Jason Penny, if you can't tell a deer from a human, should you really be hunting? Yeah, you're exactly
Okay.
right, Jason.
So let's dig into this topic.
All
okay?
right.
Okay.
All right.
Go
You ready
it.
for this?
Yeah.
So if there's truly worried about telling a deer from a human. So, and I'm probably going to start this now. If the boys in brown are listening, they're going to be like, "Oh, okay, that's a good idea." Why don't we have to wear orange when we're coyote hunting?
Yeah.
Because we're sitting still in shrubbery calling, and there's somebody, and as well as I know, there's one in North Dakota and a couple in South Dakota. The people actually got shot because they started shooting toward that sound.
Absolutely. Not
Right.
just that. We're shooting at distance. Think about
I
it.
know what those
You're
say. I can
shooting
tell
at
you what
more
those say.
distance than you are with
and
big
a
game.
smaller target on that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
What they're going to say is, wow, there's just a minutia of coyote hunters compared to deer season, so it's not that big of a concern.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of predator hunters anymore. But yeah, you're right, Scott. It's good for this one, but it's not. Kind of like CWD. It ends at this unit,
don't
but
start.
right across it don't.
So we're talking about pheasant hunting in orange. I will tell you this: I always wear
Bring us
an
back.
orange cap when I pheasant because if somebody's swinging around with their shotgun, I don't want my head turned into one of them watermelons on our intro video.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing orange at all. Okay,
Right.
I think it's a
I
good
don't
visual.
criticize somebody for doing it.
Not at all. It's a good. I do criticize them when they show up in the vehicle wearing complete orange from head to toe and they ask to hunt.
Yeah,
They should probably tone it down a bit. But I think
can't
it's
say
a
much. My koozies orange. So
yeah. I think it's a great idea because you can see them a little bit better. But it's dark out when hunting coyote. Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is, yeah, Jason.
But also then it goes back to the camouflage companies. It's like, oh, we got Realtree, we got what's the one, Clay, what do you wear?
I got
Sitka. You got all these different camo companies, like you can blend in. Okay, then they wear a big bright orange vest over. It's not well, don't wear camo then.
Yeah, absolutely.
the thing about so a little bit on that before we get into these roosters. If you got like just orange, see what I don't get is like why Game and Fish won't let you wear orange camo. That they say that's not the same because if you got one solid color, that's what
Correct.
animals can see, but people can still see orange camo because it's bright as hell. If you ever,
I got in trouble wearing orange camo. I did.
Oh,
Really?
Jeez.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, see what I mean? That's you're taking away a
Game and Fish
reasonable
mismanagement guy or what?
Hmm?
Did you buy a Game and Fish mismanagement guy?
Well, you'll find out when you're in this long enough. They really watch you.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Jeb watched. Jeb would love to catch me. Me and Jeb don't exactly get along. I don't.
See, I get along with Jeb, so
I know you do.
Might not agree with him, but I get along with.
Actually,
Jeb.
we might have him on here because he told Jamie he'd come on, and yes, let's do that. I'm ready for that.
I don't know if he's gonna have to be on. You might just be in the background. We'll see. Jeb maybe he had a
freaking
few
lit him
drinks
on
there
fire
that
at
night
the
and he was
legislature.
feeling. He might have had a few drinks, and then he's probably woke up and was like, "God damn it! Did I say it going?"
I was shocked when you told me that because I mean we don't have very good conversations when we're at the legislature, and I freaking pound him. I don't care. He's a dumbass.
See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I get along with him good. Like I said, I don't agree with everything he believes in, but I get along with him good. But
Oh, I don't either, but he gets so mad when you back him into a corner with facts. He just hates it. I don't care.
well.
I do it.
All right, we're gonna go to root. Let's move in. We've got pronghorns opening up Friday. We went over that with Scott, his caliber and gun, and he's probably gonna end up shooting a big when he's kidding. He said there's just some decent ones around there, and all.
Probably take a doe, buddy.
Yeah, which he did when I hunted with him. He did, without question, that's what he said. He's just gonna get it for the meat. So
Yep.
I appreciate that. But rooster season, Scott, what do you got for roosters down your area? Looking good, looking sad. Wow, okay, I guess that sucks.
You realize where I live? We don't have pheasant country, man. We have a ton of grouse this year. The grouse hatch was absolutely phenomenal. Most grouse hunters I've seen in this area ever since we took over the ranch area. Absolutely phenomenal. I think I had one rooster pheasant during calving season, and the grouse looked twice the size he did.
Man.
But I have heard, like, you get in that Scranton area, whether north or south, and you get into that Reeder, Mott, I heard that they are doing really well in pheasant in certain areas. I know some places they said they had the rain during the spring and the hatch. They had to wait for the second hatch or whatever. But there's a lot of pheasant, I think, in the pheasant country. I think upland game definitely is really good this year.
I heard
Yeah.
Troy Pierce has a bunch on his land down there. So
How's JP's? Has he got a bunch of down his way, Scott?
I think he looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Really nice.
Keith O'Donnell says they got quite a few around the Glen Ullin area, it sounds like. Up by what? Oh, here's everyone's chiming in here. Up by Watford, they're getting thicker, Jason Penn.
Good.
So good.
good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd seen what
There we
did
go.
that say? Okay, we'll read that comment there. Clay.
Dogs have kicked up a lot of grouse, no pheasants. And that's I've got a few here, but grouse, oh my God. Tell you what, grouse are thick as ever. You can almost step on them anywhere you go when you're out there.
So I'll tell you what we're gonna do here, guys. We're gonna do our double ad. We're at 7:40. We'll come back and then we'll talk a little more numbers, a little more root hunting here. And
6:40 Mountain Time.
yeah, these two guys
Real
are Mountain
time,
Time.
real
We had a little back and forth over last night.
Yeah,
All right, we'll be
pay
right
some
back.
bills. Yep.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by the Blind Guy of North Dakota. For all your custom window coverings, you can contact them at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, the Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com. All right, again, thanks to our sponsors. You can't do it without them guys. Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. And I tell you what, he's had quite a few guys down there, so we're glad you're supporting the Pro Second Amendment guys.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I got a question though.
Yeah.
How does the blind guy know the measurements of the windows?
The blind gal comes out. Yeah.
The blind gal measures and the blind guy puts them up.
Yeah, she got a laser rangefinder. And by the way, last week I said they will put them in your hunting blinds or hunting shacks for you, and it was confirmed. They have done it before. So
awesome.
So back when I was doing real estate, we actually used the blind guy quite a bit to help kind of stage houses quite a bit. Yeah, absolutely. Fix a few things. Yeah.
White and Tammy do a great job. If you want quality stuff, that's the guys to get. Like we always slip it in on K-Fire. We're like, hey, we go down there, check out your rig when you're going hunting, and then when you're going by, you just stop by the blind guy and put some shades in your.
Yeah, and
are you gonna put that comment back up from Doug there, Clay? Or
yeah,
I mean, it's too racist for my show.
Mountain is white
Caucasian
man.
Caucasian man's time.
Caucasian.
So we're gonna be hunting with the blind guy and the blind gal Saturday.
Nice.
And Sunday, I think JR from KFYR TV is coming up, but Wyatt and Tammy got a new dog, Deuce. We're gonna be doing a little documenting of that, and I'll have some shorts put up. As far as the population goes, I've been optimistic and I've been down about it because boy, before that last storm hit, man, there was just hundreds of them would be out in the field scratching around, and after that I didn't see a whole lot. And then my dad's been saying he's seeing them, and I've been seeing more and more. And then I talked to our new neighbor up there, Tanner, and he said, man, he's seeing a ton of them. So, but there's so many sunflowers up. I don't know that I've ever seen that many sunflowers planted around in our area. So in one field, it's probably going to be down before deer season. I don't know about, and definitely not going to be down before pheasant, but it should be. I know we're going to get some birds for sure because I have seen them, and even out in our pasture, I've seen them. A lot of them actually, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I enjoy, even if I'm not going to be carrying a shotgun. I'll be carrying a camera and doing some flushing with the new dog there. I'm gonna carry my handgun though, because if I see a porcupine, and he sticks old Deuce in the beak, I'm going to take care of him with a holla at you point. So
Well,
be fun.
I'm bringing the video stuff along too as well. So
yeah,
this time though,
awesome.
we'll make sure that mic is working on top of that.
yeah, Clay bought me his fancy camera
Get
there
some
last year, and I
great
didn't have
footage.
the mic.
You guys did the old Charlie Chaplin hunting, is what you did? Then?
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
yeah. There was
So-
some great footage on there too.
You guys
do
you're going real retro with the silent movies, huh? Yeah.
you know what? I need a bolt action shotgun.
I love
They
them.
did
I actually gave mine away to a young kid at branding a couple years ago. Yeah, the big old long goose
I
gun.
remember that one. Yeah, you
Yeah.
bought that at Mandan Sporting.
I did, man. And sporting goods.
Those are awesome, man.
He
I
looked
think
at it
both-
and he was just like, and he's like, "What is that? It's a bolt action." I was like, "Yeah, here, shoot it." And he was so in love with it. I said, "Take it home with you."
detachable assault clip on them.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
clip.
Jason Penny, you got it, baby. Central time is God's time. Right on, brother. I
If he's
like
running
that.
an hour behind.
Oh, so
Gene
Scott,
Cox
what are
threw
you
one out
gonna?
there.
Let me ask you, what are you using for a shoddy then, Scott? If you go out for some birds,
Oh, just a basic 12 gauge. You know, I am.
over and under. What do you auto loader?
Okay. So I'm getting to that. So growing up, I had a 410 shotgun, and my mom had a rule. I had to take a pheasant, a grouse, and a partridge before I could update, because I had money saved up to go to the Elgin Super Value, or Coast to Coast, I think, in Elgin, North Dakota, to get a 12 gauge shotgun. I didn't want a 20. I wanted to be like my older brother Wade and be a 12 gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
But she had a requirement because this is his old 410 handed down for years, right? And when I finally hit that last bird, I think it was a partridge, was my last one, and I brought it to her. She went straight up to Elgin. We went up and got my first Mossberg pump style shotgun, and glad to say I still have that. But right now I'm using a Frenchie semi-auto that I got through the NRA, winning I think a $20 ticket thing I won.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this right now, everybody makes fun of that because it's kind of an off-brand, but I am deadly with it, and I don't have to try very hard.
Hey, I got a lot of friends who have Frankies, and they love those things.
That's how you say it?
Yeah, that's how they
Frankie?
say it. Frankie, they say.
Frankie.
Frankie, that's how they say
So
it.
Matt
Say
Spencer
Franchi,
out here
because I'm not in
California.
God's time, I guess.
Not God's time. Matt Spencer from California says Old Mag Fed 410 has killed a lot of rattlers for me here in California.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And Matt,
Love it.
thanks for holding the line in California. We
Yeah,
know what's going on.
appreciate it,
I met
man.
Matt back when he was a college student down at School of Mines, and I tell you what, he was a great volunteer down there in Rapid City. So glad to have him listening. And hey, when you're moving back, I know you want to. But
So
you
here's
know,
the thing about California, though, is you get out of the cities in the southern area, it's pretty conservative. It's very
Just-
conservative. It's
like
just that
all
they
of
don't
them.
have enough population to vote that way.
It's the urban areas that screw them over.
Sucks.
Absolutely.
And so, just on a quick side note, Clay and I are going to be talking about that Friday when we're on Mitchell in the morning about our city commission hired the Democrat infiltration coordinator. And when I was
Good for
on
you guys.
Monday, the city commissioner, one of them didn't believe that there was a coordination between Democrats and gun control and bringing these people. I mean, they're
Yeah.
tone deaf to reality.
We have
Clay and I are
stats.
going to break it down for them. So 8:40 a.m. Central Time, God's time on Friday, just like the
We're on white man's
223 is
time.
God's caliber. Tune in, KFYR Mitchell in the morning.
Okay. So if they don't believe it, have you told them about the new Office of Gun Violence Prevention that
Oh,
Biden
yeah.
opened up?
Yes, we mentioned that.
Okay,
was it
okay,
on our
just so
show
you know
last
about
week?
it.
Oh yeah, with Kamala.
So the blind guy sent me a text. He said, as far as measuring when you're blind, he said they have Braille tape measures. So
Nice, nice.
Oh,
I'm going to catch up on a couple of things. Guys
Yes,
are
sir.
answering us from
Get her
some of the
done.
things we we're talking about. Eric said he just looked up in the book in South Dakota requires one or more garments of orange for big game. So just one garment. So it could be a hat.
yeah, Which, like I said-
Mossberg, Dave over there from 1760 Sports, Mossberg 185D 20.
Yeah, buddy, love
action
it.
is a hoot.
love it.
There you go.
What do you get? What else we got, Clayton? Here,
It says we checked out Tennessee last week while we were out for a wedding. Too many people. So South Dakota, Montana is on my short list. Good. We'd love to have you back here, Matt.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he was a great guy. He'd come up and went to the lake a few times with us. And yeah,
So you got to be a little bit more specific about Montana. You got to be east of Billings, because Billings, when I went to auctioneer school, let me tell you about liberal area now. Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
wow.
you had Wes.
They got my show canceled so quick when I did a shooting prairie dogs out there.
Really?
Oh my! I was with I can't remember that. It was a town group, or it was a conglomerate radio studio station. They got me shut down. The World Wildlife Fund shut me down like instantly.
That's
Yeah.
why they hate the Yellowstone Ranch out there so much.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was
That's
kind of
a-
a joke for reference to the show. Because
Yeah.
hey, we got old buddy Morgan
Yeah,
Stroh
yeah.
there from
Yeah.
Friends NRA. He said he's enjoying your show. Thanks, Morgan. Appreciate you.
Morgan
tuning in.
Stroh, another auctioneer.
Hey, remember real quick, Morgan and I had
Morgan's
that
an
shoot off,
auctioneer? I
and
didn't
I
know
beat
Morgan
him.
was an
And
auctioneer.
I had to give him a second chance because I'm just such a nice guy, and then he beat me. So that 308 you got, you're welcome, buddy.
That's right. That was at Medora, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
When we did the state
Shooting
fun.
clays,
That was
yeah,
one of Scott's
shooting clays.
best ideas, was going out there and to Ole's place. And I tell you, we had some great
That was
state
a great
fun meetings
time,
out
man.
there. Absolutely.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the Tannerite, man? We blew the Tannerite, and Ole just thought that we blew that log you put on there, Scott. We must have put that
Yeah.
thing 350 feet in the air. Doug wants to know
Morgan,
what you
hey.
got in the bottle.
Morgan
Oh.
says he still has it.
All right, Morgan, sweet. Name that thing JD for me. What do you
There we
got
go.
there?
Got a little Basil Hayden's bourbon is what's in there, Doug.
There you
Ah,
go,
there you go.
Dougie.
What do we got here? Matt, I can't remember if South Dakota had it or if it was Montana, but wearing orange for big game, it had to have X amount of square inches of orange displayed, not a single article or orange. Yeah, that probably was Montana, because Eric just looked in the South Dakota book, basically said that you have to have one garment or more. And of course, as we know, in North Dakota, you got to have 400 square inches. So yeah.
So
we'll
what's
get
your
that all
guys'
hammered out.
what's your guys' favorite way to make pheasant?
Oh, so I lived on pheasant for a long time with Jesse Flath.
Yeah.
So that
So
means
when-
you had pheasant and hams, right?
Yeah. So when we both worked at the welding shop and the machine shop, every lunch hour we would go out to a little abandoned elevator. There's a town between Bowman and Rame called Griffin. All that's left is the elevator. Right? And there was pigeons everywhere, and we took a box each, 25 shells, and we would shoot pigeons all the time. And then when pheasant season opened up, we shot so many pheasant. That's what we lived on all winter long. And it was, we'd cut up the pheasant, cube it up, throw it in a crock pot with, of course, what do you throw it in there with?
Cream of mushroom.
chicken or cream of mushroom.
Cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, whatever it was, Campbell's soup. I have not had cream of anything out of a can since I met my wife.
Oh man.
All right,
I
and
don't blame you.
My wife is a phenomenal cook, but right now I think
she's a good cook.
the best recipe I think for pheasant is John Palczewski did cubed it up.
Yep.
He wrapped it in bacon with
Uh-oh.
cream cheese and grilled it,
Oof. Man,
and
I like
jalapeno. Phenomenal.
awesome.
Very
I've
good.
ate a
Yeah.
lot of pheasant back when we had pheasants around here, and yeah, the crock pot thing. Everyone I think has done that, but I like to smoke it. It's really good smoked. Or
right.
I
My
actually
grandpa
like to
used to
grill
do
it.
that.
I'll grill it just like a chicken breast. Put a little lemon pepper on
it's
it
too dry
and
for me.
marinate it. No, you got to marinate it first the night before, and then wrap it in tin foil. And I tell you what, guys, that really is good. I really enjoy that.
Well,
Easily the best way I have it is Wyatt's wife Tammy. She's actually bringing it up, I think, this week in the Fry Daddy. They
Oh,
cube it
yeah,
up
there
and
you go.
she
Yep.
mixes two different kinds of shore lunch and puts them in there.
Mhm.
Man, that is to me
Now-
a delicacy.
That's how
Okay.
we do gator when we go down to Florida. Oh my God. If you've never had fresh gator like that, you don't know what you're missing.
I see that. I think it was Eric. He said smoked pheasant is good, but he likes grouse. Here's my grouse recipe. You cube it up, just like the same thing you do with pheasant, wrap it in bacon, put it in the oven, about 350 for 20 minutes, take it out, unwrap the bacon, throw the grouse away, and eat the damn bacon.
That was coming. Come on,
I'm
Doug, come
100%. I have never, ever had grouse that I like, and I've had that stuff 20
Oh.
different ways. No way. That's
You know what I do with my grouse?
Sorry, Eric.
Same
That
thing.
stuff sucks.
I think if the grouse comes
Marinate
from
it.
people that have cropland, I think it's better than what we have.
No, we
these
got cropland. It sucks.
I don't know.
Okay.
I shoot them around
fair
here.
enough.
I marinate them. I got a marinade I mix up, and then I actually soak them in milk first. That takes some of that gamey taste out. I don't know. But I like pheasant.
Jason's recipe sounds pretty good there.
Yeah, he says,
actually.
here's what you do with pheasant. Jason says, fry the whole bird in the pan, mushrooms, cream, salt, pepper to taste. Yeah. Eric's got, like you said, smoked pheasant is the best. I like grouse better. I like that dark meat. Oh, see, once you go dark. Anyway,
I like Matt's.
well,
I like
let's
G's.
find Matt's here. Matt's got pheasant, breast fillets and a cheap beer for 3 days in the fridge, then pan fry it in butter and garlic, heavy on both. Learn that.
Love that.
I bet that's pretty
Man,
damn
that
I-
good.
sounds good.
And
That sounds
I'll tell you
good.
this: I love garlic, and I think that's
do
the only way to
too.
eat that stuff, right? Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
I'll tell you
cooking
what.
stuff in beer too. A lot of people don't realize that beer actually does. I like boil your shrimp in beer. It's freaking awesome.
I bet
And they
it's
say
good.
it's cheap beer, and I agree with that because the more expensive beer, it tastes sour,
Yeah.
but
Tell
the
you what,
cheap beer
Jamie,
actually works better.
We're gonna try that this weekend. I think
Let's
we'll
do
try
it,
that.
man.
That sounds really good. Matt, you're the winner tonight, by God. I don't
Pheasant
know.
and hams, pheasant and hams, baby.
Put Gene's
Well, at least hams
comment
would be
up
good
there.
for something.
Put Gene's
Hey.
comment up there, Clay.
What's that?
Put Gene's comment
Oh.
up
The
there.
more beer you drink, the more you lie to each other.
Doesn't taste
Boy,
good.
that's the truth.
Lori
Yeah.
Newgard said her husband makes the best pheasant.
What's
All
that?
right, hey, let's have it. I'm willing. What's his recipe?
Best creamed pheasant.
Cream pheasant. All right.
I
You
like
gotta
the
get
next.
mashed potatoes with it too. Then
Yeah,
I
we
like the
made-
next one coming up that Clay can't see yet. You guys got to go on a couple days without eating. Then they'll taste fairly good. I like that one.
There you go. Perfect, Jason. Perfect.
Yeah, anything tastes good when you're starving out
be
there.
like
yeah.
Eddie Murphy. Damn, that a saltine cracker.
Eddie who, right? No.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Deep
All
fried
right, so-
pheasant nuggets. Lynette has. You know, we used to do that. With
Yeah.
dove. You know, I love dove hunting. I actually did a little bit this year. I went out just, and I remember now it's frustrating because it takes a lot of damn grouse or a lot of
I
damn
can't-
doves.
I can't wait till you. I'm not even going to say this next comment until you see it on your own computer, Clay.
Okay.
I saw one, and I'm kind of surprised by
This
it.
one?
You damn right that one.
Yeah,
I want to.
I did not
Yes.
know that.
Jesse, if you're not listening, you should catch a podcast.
Oh, he'll catch the podcast. He's watching softball or volleyball or something with the kids' sports tonight.
Freaking sport.
Better read that
Yeah.
for him, Clay. Because
All right.
just listen to the
Dave
podcast.
puts on there the artist that drew the Hams cartoon bear is from Killdeer, North Dakota. I did
Awesome.
not know that. Did not.
Land of the sky blue water, baby.
I remember
Yeah,
I
it is.
was somewhere in Minnesota hunting bear, and me and Chris Johnson walked in there, and they had one of them old Hams beer, but it was actual bear that was pissing in the creek. I remember those
Nice.
signs. That was
You're
kind of cool.
echoing,
Like,
Clay. You're
"Ah,
echoing to me.
I wonder what the heck.
You guys
That's
are fine
not
on
good.
my end. You guys
Um,
just have it.
I don't hear the echo. It must be just
Yes.
Now it's gone. It's gone.
Trampus Brenner. Damn right.
Well,
You-
Tramp
okay,
is
hold on
with
now. He is officially invited to my branding.
There you go. It's sponsored by Hams, probably.
See, here's the best thing about hams. They don't get involved into that petty little crap.
I was gonna say, I think
Okay, they stay out of it.
if I remember right, that's Trampus used to drink Bush Light and he switched to Hams. Is that right, Trampus? I don't remember. I think you switched.
There's a lot of people that have done that since February.
Obviously, because their stock is still on the tank, and thank
Yeah.
God for it.
Yeah.
Not in the cities, my friends.
All right,
It's different.
my
Yeah. Oh, for
grandfather.
sure.
This is from Dave. My grandfather-in-law is a good friend of his. He says part of the original settlers of Kildare. No, wow.
It's
See, we got history. We got
so.
knowledge.
The question is the guy that drew this still alive? Because I would like to have his autograph.
Heck, have him on the show. Have him on
Yeah.
the Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Yep, Trampus did. He switched over. I knew that. So see, he is the only one that made the change.
He's invited then.
All
All
And
right.
you don't even have to work if you don't want to.
So should we do our? Should
We
we do,
better do our double ad, huh? I know we did that.
we did that. Let's hold off on that for a little bit. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back. We got a story here about why because Wyoming had a big devastating winter to their population of deer, just like we did, and we got a story out of Cowboy State Daily. Scott's got a lot of listeners in Wyoming, so
So, yeah, we'll
They'll
put this
probably
up
like
there,
this
right
later.
here.
I got my own thoughts on this after I read it here today. So
Okay,
Wyoming
good.
hunters, they're giving up their deer tags, and they say it's catching across the nation.
Keep
So
her
there
going,
you go,
Clayton. I
Jamie.
like how you're
No,
going here.
Go for it.
No. You get hit it. All right, I'll keep going. So, it's called Let a Deer Walk program, started by a Wyoming hunter. It has gained fans all over the country, is what they're saying. What they do is they donate their tags to help with herds decimated by the devastating winter. And like I said, it's catching notice all over the country here. This Wyoming deer hunter started this thing up, because he was seeing the deer population going down.
Well, we talked about that, didn't we?
We did. We did.
Mitchell
Hold
Morning
on.
one day.
So Jamie,
Yeah.
the article that you sent me says that this was actually started by somebody from like North or South Carolina.
Right. It was, but I'm saying this is a guy who started it up in Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starting another chapter of it is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The guy's name is Zach Key from LaBarge, Wyoming. I'm not sure. And like I said, because he said he was appalled by the winter kill. So, yeah, the concept is you buy your deer tag as usual, from Game and Fish or whatever they call it in your state. But instead of going hunting, you turn it in it's kind of like your lottery ticket, and they have a bunch of prizes they draw. If they draw your tag out of this thing, and like I said, there's 1,200 of them that have turned it in, and they go to businesses who donate things like taxidermy and ATVs. I remember, Clay, we had a whole bunch of them. There's even people in Colorado businesses that were donating to this.
There were, yes.
Yeah, and it's what they say, roughly 43,000 was raised for wildlife conservation, whatever that is. So,
Yeah.
to me, on the surface, this sounds like I know wildlife conservation. I always hate hearing that, but it's not that I'm not a conservationist for wildlife, but it means different things to different people. But
Yes, it
so
is.
on the surface, to me, Scott, it sounds like a good idea. So give me your thoughts on it, because I'm sensing you're not a big fan.
So when I read this article, I have a lot of questions about it.
Okay.
I think that the basis, I mean, what did they say? Everything starts with good intentions, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
So
The
what?
highway to hell is paved with
There you go.
There you go, Clay.
There you go.
go.
Here are some of the
New
red flags.
t-shirt.
The red flags that came up to me on this.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of this is that started in North Carolina, this Chuck Melman or whatever, and he's trying to spread it out. I think the concept is a good idea, but one, where's the money going? They never list what conservation group. They don't list what organization. Is it given back to the game fish parks? I have a problem with that because they already got their money and then you're giving it back to them. I have an issue with that because
I would agree
they
with
get
you on
funded through like ours gets funded through the legislature. They don't need more money.
No.
Way back in the day, Terry Steinwand did a thing. He says, we actually have to spend more. So if it's not going to them, who is it going to? And what kind of conservation? They mentioned the Mule Deer Foundation in here a few times.
Well, they're big. I can tell you right
And-
now, James, that they are involved with the Mule Deer Foundation. I actually went and found that one out.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much they've given them.
Exactly. But the Mule Deer Foundation does some really good stuff out there. And then when it comes to the political side, sometimes they step into some pretty nasty stuff that they shouldn't.
I agree.
I don't think that the money should be going to the political side. And when it comes to conservation, are they helping with water projects on BLM or Forest Service property? Are they helping with fence repair? Are they helping with trails?
Are
Are
they
they-
getting involved with 30
Right.
by 30?
Or exactly, are they getting involved with 30 by 30 or measures like the old Measure 5s and
35?
that we went through years ago? Or are they actually helping out? Are they helping the landowners out? What kind of conservation? You look at, we help. This is my favorite conservation story. Well, we helped tear out a whole bunch of fence and then we put new fence in on private land, not on federal land because federal land won't let you do that, but they did it on private land. Well, that guy just got a brand new fence.
Yeah. $30,000.
No, don't get me wrong. Good for them.
Right.
But how the hell is that helping with the conservation of deer?
Yeah.
Water projects, yes.
Yeah.
Spraying for weeds,
Building
yes.
a fence does nothing for conservation of deer.
So the story, I think it has a good premise, but it's very vague on where the money goes and how the money's being allocated.
Which is why when I said at the end, conservation means different things. That's why that part of it kind of made me go, whenever.
And that's what we talked about. I remember when we did this on Todd.
Liberals
Show.
made me hate certain words, and that's one of them.
I can tell you right now, you know what my problem is with Mule Deer Foundation. And, especially when they go buy land, they buy huge parcels of land and then give it back to the game and fish. That I got a problem with. Rocky Mountain Elk does the same thing. I don't want any more government control of land because obviously that's working. And then they actually shut it down from hunting. I love it how people are finding that out finally. That, oh my gosh, I can't go hunt here this year. Why not? Well, they came up with a rule.
So we got a few. Okay, what's he got going? Yeah, look at that. Wow, that's a sweet pronghorn right there. I like that. Awesome, man.
Jamie knows this guy, or Clay knows this guy. Remember Coyote Hunter guys, Jamie P. Olson and Brad?
Yes. Yep.
So this
I heard
is
him on your show many times.
yeah. So Brad keeps in contact with me. He does his own guiding, and this is like his 17th one that he's got in the last week. He's taking guys out and doing this stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal.
that back up
there
there.
Now you got the big screen going there. Yeah, look
Oh,
at
wow,
that.
look at that,
Oh,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I think Armin said a lot of people just go by.
Hold on.
That's
Check.
Got to
You
be
got it.
17.
Here's another pretty studly one here too.
Awesome, man.
Wow.
Look at that.
Are they out in
Yeah.
Wyoming?
Yes, that's all Wyoming.
Big
Yep.
curls. The diggers are this thick around there. That's
Nice,
yeah.
nice
awesome.
speed goats out there. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And here's the last one here. There's a plethora.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, I actually
That's-
like that one. The
that's
best.
heavy.
Yeah,
That's heavy.
Yeah,
that's a
one's-
heavy. That'll score nice. I
Yeah.
bet you Eric could score that just by looking at the picture.
So we got some comments here. Gene, I'm not sure what this means. He says, "What about OE 800?" My mom says, "Awesome show, guys. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. Love you." Keith O'Donnell. That was probably started by insurance companies. What he's
Yeah.
talking about is the is the deer thing where they're giving the tags back. So yeah, I mean,
I like that.
I
love
agree
what
with you. You
Gene
brought
said.
up some
That was
good points there,
perfect. I
Scott. I mean, I mean,
Guys,
man.
did you read that one?
No, I didn't go for it, Clayton. I
Gene
missed
says
that.
the more deer you shoot, the less CWD there is. Boom, there we go.
I'm not sure about this, but OE 800. I don't know if I think he's talking about the old fashioned liquor, the old English, old English. I don't know if that's what he's talking about or not, but
Gene
Maybe
has to
it's
clarify.
coming in my head here.
When he
For
left
us
the
young
base there in the
guys.
Marine Corps, maybe that's what they drank with some old eights. Yeah, old eight, right? That's what you call it, old eight. In the 40s.
We had the 40s, we had the
You guys are
bull.
pronouncing it wrong. It's 40.
40.
40.
Hey, you got a 40.
40.
Gene Cox. Yes, Scott.
I was right. Yeah.
There you were. You nailed it.
That shows how old I am. That's awesome.
Oh,
Not only that, but the gray and everything. You guys shave and you hide your stuff. You should grow that stuff out and
There
show
we
how
go.
your age is.
Yeah,
I'm
I
way
gotta
older
get
than
rid
you
of that
guys.
shit.
I'm way
And
older.
you're
than
older
you.
than me, and I'm older than Scott. So
Yeah. I'm old. I'm, like I said, 50's in my rearview mirror ways back already.
It's funny because everybody watching this stream is like, Scott's the youngest of these three. That's bullshit.
that's true.
I would say that.
But like Chris Ledoux says, it's not the years, it's the miles.
Miles. Oh,
Hopefully,
yes.
you didn't get. I used Ned Ledoux on one of the promos there, so I hope you didn't
that.
mind. Ned.
Did you know that yesterday would have been Chris Ledoux's 75th birthday?
I know it's hard
No
to
way.
believe, isn't it? He
Yeah.
died in 2015. I can't believe it's been
Yeah.
that long ago.
One of the best conversations and best beers when I was 19 years old was with Chris Ledoux.
Awesome.
Awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I never
good
got
guy.
to know Chris, but I knew Ned pretty good back in them days because he was hanging around the stock show and playing with Kyle Evans and the boys. And we'd go afterwards. We were staying at the same hotel, so we had some good times there. But Ned was doing everything he could not to be like his dad back then. I mean, he even dressed kind of like a hippie, but he was still a good guy to be around. But
And the thing is, he sounds like his dad. He looks like his dad. He
Yes,
plays
he
like
does.
his dad.
oh, and the older he's getting, the more he's singing. Boy, does he sound like his dad!
Oh.
It's just
Well,
it's really
both
nice. I
seasons
got a
don't
lot
look
of
like
his
Hank
stuff.
Senior neither.
Hold on, guys.
Oh.
So there's people listening and they're texting me from my side of the program.
Yep.
Love it.
You got to share his son's goat here too.
Second,
Oh, we
let's
better.
get that.
Oh, sweet. Blow that one up, Clayton. That's a
I
nice
will.
one right there.
There you
Who's
go.
that, man? I love
Oh,
Hutwood
wow, look at
suppressor
that.
too, baby. Love it.
Oh yeah.
We
Look
love
at the
this
size of the body.
Oh,
that's
that's
a
like the
big-
biggest bodied goat I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Look at that thing.
That's a
Damn.
that's a
Nice.
toad right there, and that's what I'm talking
Now,
about.
where's that from?
He's down by the Yankton area.
Oh,
Hold on.
Sodak. Okay.
Hold on. I'm
Probably close.
It's just a number that comes up. I don't know everybody.
So
He might
Gene,
be
real
down.
quick, Scott, while you're looking, Gene Cox says, I thought everyone drank OE while listening to Two Live Crew.
Oh, Two Live Crew. Oh my God.
Yeah, me and Gene, we like some Two Live
So
Crew.
Keith
Okay.
O'Donnell, I know you're listening. Two Live Crew. You got to know that.
So I had to put the correlation together the other night because my wife, she knows Two Live Crew, the music, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But she's never seen Full Metal Jacket.
Oh
No
my. Yeah, it was, I
So-
texted you about
so I
that.
put the-
Oh.
I put the two together for her the other night and we watched it. And now she understands why that song starts out the way the song starts out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're so hot, baby.
I love you long time.
Yeah, long
Long time.
That was a great show. I got like 4 or 5 Two Live Crew songs. Gene's a Two Live Crew man too. So Uncle Luke and the boys sing some good tunes from back in the day.
I don't know about you guys anymore. I'm kind of questioning your things, sanity.
There you go, Clay. Probably get a copyright infringement now.
Yeah, now you're gonna be
Probably,
putting Restream jail.
Oh,
YouTube jail.
all right. So you guys got anything more out of here? Pheasant hunting before we move on here. We're gonna hit some 2-way bullet
Yes.
points.
I do.
Okay,
best
go
way
for it.
best way to clean a pheasant. Now-
Breast
Step
them,
on its
breast
wings.
them.
Yep. So you got to remember, if you're traveling with them, there's different rules than if you're taking them straight home.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
The easiest way that I've ever seen to do this is grab the legs, spread the wings out on the ground, step on the wings, and slowly pull up on the legs. Bam, done.
It works great.
But that only if you're not traveling with them.
Yeah, because if you're traveling, you got to be able to sex them. So
You got to have one leg on them. Yeah.
Yep. Or a wing.
Yep.
I think you can. I think South Dakota you can have a wing or shoulder or the head.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Every state's kind of got their own thing. I think so.
I
Yeah.
never clean them until I usually when I get home and I just throw it on my garage floor because it's pretty cool. And then usually the next day
I clean them right away. When I
do
shoot
mine
them,
right away too.
I do it right there and put it in
Yep.
my pack.
no
Immediately.
I do the same thing, Scott.
Clay, you're gonna eat some that have been cleaned, just like I told you on Saturday, and you ain't
Oh,
gonna know the difference.
Well, I do it more so just because I don't want to deal with it when I get home. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, usually I get a ride home and I'm drinking and I'm like, screw it.
Leave the feathers and stuff out in the field.
I mean, that's a better way to do it. To be honest, you guys are doing it the right way. I'm doing it the lazy way. So
Yeah. We're doing it our way. That's not
Yeah,
necessarily
that's
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just do it different.
it
just
sounds
do it
like a better
different.
way than what I do it. So.
Rick, throw us out.
Come on, Mayor. Come on, Mayor.
Make the
Gene-
kids clean the birds that
Gene, I
day.
gotta put
Doug
that
said.
one up. Gene's like easiest way to clean. Give them to someone else.
That's what I do when I go fishing in Mobridge is Brent Chemnitz takes care of all of that. And then Cox comes over there and he comes over and visits us. Yeah. From the meat shop. Yeah.
Man, I'll take people's pheasants. I can breast them out quick. That don't bother me any. That's
Maybe we need to have a guns in the 701 with a Dakota Prairie Outdoors walleye fishing trip.
I think,
I'll drive a boat and drink, and you guys fish.
oh, no. We're going to hire that done.
We're gonna, yeah,
All right.
we're all
Yeah.
gonna have fun. We ain't gonna freaking do any of the work.
Tell you this, one of the best guys that I've ever had the pleasure to know, and that Brent Chemnitz down there in Mobridge.
He's the one that owns a motel, right?
Yeah. He's he is a 100% stand-up guy, man. I mean,
Yep.
he's got the stuff. He knows where to go.
You just show
Just-
up. And
See, we'd have a battle then because my buddy Josh Lobes owns Lobes Oahe Guide, so we might have to try both of them. And we can make a swinging deal with him.
I like it.
Sweet fishing.
Let's
dueling
do a little
Fishing.
competition.
There we go.
The most weight at the end of the day.
D&T 701 versus Dakota Prairie.
Oh,
I like
man.
it. I like
Hey,
it.
Josh, I know you
Yeah, a little
listen,
fun.
man. You listen to the podcast when you're out there guiding. So give me a call.
Okay.
Josh,
Let's get
you
this.
And
sponsor
John-
that. You sponsor that trip, Josh, and then we'll get you rolling on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I could get Brent on board with this, but if he knows
Yeah.
Josh and Brent's like, I think Josh might, he won't
I bet
offer
they
the
don't,
trip to
too.
me.
I'll bet you any money they do. 'Cause-
Oh, I guarantee those guys work together so well out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know,
Have
and you
some fun
see,
with this. I like it.
yeah, I like that idea too. And I'm not saying that Josh isn't good either, but I haven't worked with him.
And if,
right.
You know,
No,
And if
yeah,
our
I know
equipment's
you're not
working-
saying anything derogatory. I'm just
and if our
saying
equipment's
I know.
working correctly, we could even do some lives while we're out on the river.
Right? That'd be
everywhere we
awesome,
go.
man.
Oh,
All
my
right, so
goodness.
should we hit the last commercial? We're gonna come back, hit our 2-way bullet points, and then
Absolutely.
go from there. Like I said, it's gonna go. Like I said, Clay and I
We're
are trying
trying
to
to keep it an hour and a half or
But as I
less.
said last night, it's definitely gonna be an hour and 30 because we got a lot of pretty windy guys. So. We got a lot of good information.
Thank
here,
you.
man. Hey, we got a lot of good information. We can't just shut this down, guys. Come on.
No, hell.
All right, here we go. Hang on. We'll do this and we'll be right back.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
All right. Again, thanks to Lauer Auto Repair and Axe and the boys down there at 309 South Washington. Don't hesitate to call them up, 701-258-6308. So Brad Montague, hey, thanks for listening. He must be listening in on the website because I don't see it in my little counter here. So thanks for listening. He was wondering what's in the cup, and I had to let him know what was in the cup. So evidently we're having too good a time.
Yeah, we're having your cup. Okay.
Yeah,
I am having a good time. This is actually
well,
I
and
know
I
it's gonna
think,
be
is that
fun.
the
but
hat
I'm-
Is that the hat he built for you, Scott? Is that your Star of the West hat? There it
Star of the
is.
West, baby.
Absolutely.
Brad,
Nice.
is that the guy that
Good.
just messaged you?
Yes. That's
I'll
Brad.
prove it. I'll prove it to you.
There we go.
There you go. Hell yeah, he carries it right in the hat. I like that. Look
Boom,
at there.
right there. See, there it is.
Awesome, man.
Damn right. Oh, Brad, I'll tell you what,
Brad's a good guy. He's a
great guy. He moved everything out to his home area.
Yes, he did.
And I missed him. I was at the stock show, and there was like 25 people trying to talk to the guy.
One of the busiest booths
Right.
in that area.
Absolutely. I wanted him to clean it, reshape it a little bit. Didn't have time to do that. And then Trent Luce came up, and we had to start doing interviews up that way too. So,
Wow.
but Brad, I'm sorry I missed you, but absolutely one of the best hat makers in the all upper Midwest.
Looks good. Looks
Guaranteed.
good.
That's all I wear. All my hats are from Star of the West, and I can't say enough about them. And that used to be our little hangout when we'd go down there in Rapid, but now he's out of town, so we'll just have to see him at the stock show.
Bull. That is bull. The hangout was Joe's place on the south side of town.
Well, that was afterwards, but during the day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey,
the-
Dion
that was
Hammer
a
coming
lot
in
of
late.
fun.
Appreciate you coming in. Better late than never, buddy. We're going for a little ways here, so we're still going to try to entertain you for a little bit.
Oh,
one
we got
shot,
a Doug
keep your powder
Thompson.
dry and your stinger wet.
Yeah.
But Doug Thompson says a guy I work with guides up by Williston. Maybe we should all go up there.
Oh man.
If I could find somebody to kick in during calving season, I would love to go snag a paddlefish.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Bad,
That'd be-
yeah.
Yes, that'd be great.
As a bonus, you get a good workout reeling them in.
Yeah, you do. Especially if you get a big one.
You get a workout just trying to get one snagged.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
Doug remembers them days. Karaoke
Doug
after
Thompson.
the event. at
Karaoke,
Joe's.
baby.
Oh yeah, I believe there's a picture and a video of us, Scott.
That sucks because I'm a terrible singer. There's a reason I'm on the radio.
Dirty deeds.
It's
done
not
dirty
this.
cheap.
Oh, you can't go
We-
around
That
with
was-
some AC/DC karaoke.
We
Yeah,
were
that was
singing
your
dirty
turn.
deeds.
No, no,
done
no, no.
dirt cheap, if I remember.
You were singing Dirty Deeds.
I was
Sure.
drunk.
Yeah.
Well, see,
All right,
all these
man.
guys know Brad. Matt's like, just don't give Brad a snake skin to put on your hat. He loves snakes. So, I'm
Well,
not
so
mad
does
at Brad
so
about
does
that.
Eric. So we got a lot of snake charmers here, I guess.
Well, I don't think Brad really likes them. I think that was.
I don't. I like to shoot them. I'll tell you that.
Eric loves them. Puts them in buckets
Yeah.
and throws them in his
Yeah.
freezer and lets them
Marty
freeze to
Beard
death.
did that too. He scared the crap out of me when I was in high school. He threw it on my lap at the
Oh.
dang there.
So I remember when I was like a junior, senior in high school, Raleigh, North Dakota used to have a rattlesnake hunt.
Really? Huh? You got the
And just north of Raleigh, there was the Dogtooth Hills, a lot of rattlesnakes.
Yep, lot of road. Yep.
And then we'd bring them back into the rodeo arena and we put up a snow fence, and you and a partner were inside. They'd throw 10 snakes, and then you had to try to, one had the bag, one had the stick, and you had to try to bag them up, and whoever had the fastest time.
Holy crap.
And then they went,
Oh man.
and then they would cut the heads off and throw them in like a Crystal X barrel,
Yeah,
and then they'd skin them and cook them up, and then that's what we ate at the end of the night.
have a snake feed.
And I'll tell you this, you put like 40, 50 rattlesnake heads in a Crystal X barrel, the next morning you look in there, they all open their mouths, man. It
Really?
is, yeah, there's
Oh,
spooky.
I like that.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Can you imagine if we'd have had cameras and phones back then? We'd probably all be in
Yeah.
jail.
Thankfully, no.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't. I am glad
We used to do
didn't.
that with our coyote hunt. So the crappy coyotes that weren't worth nothing, because we wanted to, take care of we blocked everything. We'd chop their heads off and keep them, and then we'd compile that data later. And then we'd go dump the bodies. Can you imagine someday if they ever find that pit where we put, 40, 50 coyotes every year for how many years? They're going to say, what in the heck were these people doing back
You know what they're going to say, Clay? I'll tell you right now what they're going to say. All the biologists 100 years from now are going to say, it must have been CWD.
Must have been.
You got the coyotes.
Love it. Love it.
You got the coyotes. So Brian Warner, he usually tunes in, fellow MBE. He said he had to work late. Hey, Brian, catch us on the podcast, buddy.
Yeah. So Blade Rain, yeah, them guys, we had him on here, and that was a lot of fun.
He's on. All right, Andy's on.
We've
All
been
right, what's
slamming
up,
the
brother?
brakes on some animals. Hey, you keep at it. So we're gonna
I
have
think
you on
Andy's
again
out.
sometime, Andy.
I think he's out in Oregon or something, or Montana. He's in some rougher country. I know it doesn't look like North Dakota, and I think he's hunting elk. He had a nice camp going there. He was flying the Ted Nugent flag, and he had all the stickers on his on his trailer there. A sweet trailer he's got. Good. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you got, Andy.
We'll have you back on again, Andy, when you get back.
For
to give us
sure.
an update.
You ever met Andy, Scott? Andy,
I have
Elliott?
not met Andy.
There,
Haven't had the
Andy
pleasure.
meets Scott.
Yeah,
Scott meet
Andy's
Andy.
Andy's a big old country boy. He's just like us. He runs some kind of truck company out there in the oil field. Andy's a good dude. We had him on. He's good.
So if he's out in the oil field, I used to weld on the rigs.
Yes,
So
you
we
did.
might have something that we can talk
for
about.
sure. Guaranteed.
Definitely,
Guaranteed you do.
he'd make a great guest for you, Scott.
Yeah.
He really would.
Andy's awesome. Yeah, for sure.
I know what you're talking about, Andy. I will not comply. Ted Nugent has these flags that he had made up. I will not comply, and he signed
That's
a
what.
bunch of them. So yeah,
Good to
Yeah,
meet you too, man. Good to meet
Andy,
you too.
Jamie and I will put you in touch with Scott. We'll get your numbers.
Yeah, just
You
look
guys
him
can
up,
talk.
Scott. He's on social media and Blade Rain TV. but-
We can text you the number, Scott, and get you guys hooked up.
All right, so
Yep.
here's we're gonna get into two-way bullet points here. I got one. Clay's got one.
Fire away, right?
Scott's got one.
I have one. I don't
Yeah,
even know what
remember-
a two-way bullet point is.
Remember last night I told you you're giving us your.
No, I don't
dollars?
remember last night. Who the hell do you think I am?
It's easy talking about the Oregon.
All right, so-
I know. I got it up here.
Okay, guy's a good poker face. You have me. I was like, all right, all right. Who wants to hit it first? Well, I'll hit it. I'll tell you what. I'll hit mine first. All right.
All right. Yeah, you always hit it
Okay,
first.
so this is a real short one, short and sweet. That's what 2A BPs are about here. So, in a case decided last summer, the Supreme Court ruled that the New York public carry licensing law was unconstitutional and that the ability to carry a pistol in public was a constitutional right guaranteed by the Second Amendment, which it is. And the Supreme Court proved that. The NRA was a party in that case. What? New York State Rifle and Pistol versus Bruin. And last week, a New York judge ordered the state of New York to pay $447,700.82 in legal fees back to the NRA. The NRA statement here: the NRA regards the $447K awarded in the Bruin case as a pivotal victory, a symbol that justice is definitively on our side. This triumph in Bruin has fortified the Second Amendment in an unprecedented manner, and we continue our unrelenting fight to uphold our rights and challenge those who endeavor to infringe upon them. I love that. And not only that, New York has refused to fully compensate the NRA for this. But we have, Clayton and Scott, we have some people that claim the NRA doesn't fight for your rights. What they do is they piss away your rights, and they bargain with people and give your rights away. And they don't get involved in court cases. Well, guess what? The NRA not only was involved in the probably the biggest Second Amendment rights case that is restoring our rights in the history of the United States. But they also made liberal AF New York pay their ass back for taking them to court and getting our rights back. So, I mean, if you got your head firmly planted up your rear end and you don't think the NRA is in the fight, pull your head out of there and realize what reality is telling you, not what you think is going on here. Thank God I'm an NRA member. I thank God for the NRA, and I will never relent from defending the NRA because they're defending us 24/7, baby. This ain't the NRA from 50-some years ago. This is the NRA that does what the NRA, because Clay, right? Why? Because the NRA wasn't even a political organization.
1975 was when they formed the ILA.
Exactly. So thank you, NRA, for getting involved in the Bruin case, because I'm told they don't even get into court cases. But guess what? They were in the biggest.
Cody Shue, I'll call him out. Cody, right here. This is just proof of what you said is completely wrong. But you're wrong a lot, so that's okay.
Look at you go, Clay.
All right, mine is about Dianne the Commie Feinstein.
Oh, baby,
the wicked witch.
Is she on TikTok?
She was.
She might have been, but
she was.
I thought I saw something about her on there.
She'll probably still, vote this year, most likely, because that's what dead people do in the Democrat Party.
And if you don't like the NRA, guess what? You're going to be disappointed by this.
Dead at the age of 90. Of course, she was the longest-serving senator in the United States Senate. They were wheeling her in, and she couldn't even figure out who to vote for. Her freaking aides had to come over and tell her to vote yes or no. But she was huge anti-gunner. She claimed it started because she was, part of
Let me can I interject real quick and tell you why she did it? Real quick. She was friends with the mayor of San Francisco. I remember it was in the 70s and the city supervisory board where she was on. So a former supervisor came in, shot the mayor, shot this other guy, and she claimed that's what got her heavy into politics, and that's why she authored the 1994 assault weapons ban bill.
Absolutely.
But Clayton and Scott, guess what? The guy who killed the mayor and this other guy, it was a 6-shot 38 special revolver, which had nothing to do with what she wanted to ban.
No.
Go ahead, Clayton.
And this is so I got to show you a picture of her here. Well, here she is. She's got an AK there. Look at her finger right there on the trigger. So she knew a lot about.
It's a sweet rifle, actually.
Clay, that's what they call in the liberal cities gun control.
Gun control. And I'm going to play this too, guys.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
Is that from 1940?
No, I believe that was her interview. I want to say that was in 1984 or 5.
That wasn't the one I sent you because right before that, the beginning of that article was from 60 Minutes, and she said, despite fierce opposition from who, Clayton?
From the NRA.
No, that's not true because the NRA bargains away our rights.
Yeah,
fierce opposition to the assault weapons ban in 1994 was by the NRA.
Yeah. Actually, that one you sent me didn't have that on there. I looked at it when I tried to play, but it don't matter. You're right. She blamed the NRA along with Clinton. Clinton did the same thing when this was passing, guys.
Yep.
And we bring that up again because we've been told by a certain person at K-Fire on Freedom Friday that the NRA doesn't do anything to help your Second Amendment rights. Well, Dianne Feinstein blamed the NRA at that time. By the way, that's the one thing that almost split the NRA at the same time. But Dianne Feinstein is gone. I'm glad she's gone. She pretty much was gone a year ago with all the health problems, and they were just putting her in there to keep the Senate majority. And now she's going to be replaced by a non-resident from Maryland who's a dyke and also is black, and she is a freaking anti-gunner leftist from the
gender confused.
Yeah, no, she's a dyke.
And
anyway.
And not only that,
wow.
If you think it's any different,
I'm the one drinking bourbon up here, and Clay is getting after it. Holy cow!
If you think it's going to be any different,
it doesn't surprise me at all. No, I just didn't realize this is where we're going at this point in our lives.
Anyway,
I'm a very tolerant man.
I'm not.
Yeah, of course you are. The only thing you don't tolerate is inaccuracy with them
basically,
rifles.
Gavin Newsom's probably she's gonna be a more rabid anti-gunner than even Dianne Feinstein. She'll just pick up that torch and carry it. But
so
at least she's gone.
Yeah.
And
Do
I
you
don't
think it's
miss
going
her.
to get any different? Newsom said she's going to carry on all the traditions. And what got me too is Joe Biden said, "Oh, she fought for civil rights. She didn't. She fought to take away your
Take
civil rights."
away them. Matt
Away.
Spencer.
But
No,
See
no.
this? She's registered to vote again.
Put up Lori Hoff. Put up that one.
Let me find out. There we go.
The last one here.
My aunt and uncle were murdered.
I should be against, but I'm not.
Yep, all firearms. I am not more because firearms are less criminal.
Right.
That's right. More
Absolutely.
firearms, less criminals. John R. Lott Jr. wrote an entire book, More Guns, Less Crime. And he's absolutely correct. The places where guns are prevalent, places where people carry, where they are exercising their Second Amendment, guess what happens? Crime goes down.
Well, what they don't tell you, the mainstream media will tell you, is that guns actually save more lives than guns take a year.
Absolutely.
Far more. I mean, it's
Far more.
exponentially. Even at the low end of their estimate, when Bill Clinton, Barack Obama's Department of Justice did their own study, it was like 180,000 times a year. They said people defending themselves with firearms.
Yeah. Gene points something out. You're absolutely right, Gene. She had a concealed carry permit. I don't know if anybody knew that.
And claimed
That's
she turned it
absolutely
in,
true.
but I never believe it. Like she
Nah.
needed one. Like she was like in California. She was a big politician.
Doug says she probably still has the new assault weapons ban in her desk ready to be signed. Well, she did.
she
actually
did.
raved
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the last one they put up, sure, she was one of the. She was one of the authors.
I have it
of
waiting. I'm just waiting.
Well, her and Uncle Wayne wrote it, didn't they?
Yeah, must have been, right? Because the NRA is anti-gun.
All right. So who's next?
All right.
That was a good one. I enjoyed the hell out of that. Scott, you're up next.
No,
What you-
I'm up.
Yep.
Okay, I got 3 things for you.
All right, we're here. Let's
So
do
I'm
it,
gonna is if I can comment on your spiel
Sure.
there, Jamie.
man. Absolutely.
You said your God-given rights. Is that in Central Time only?
When did I say God-given rights? Did I
You
say
did because earlier somebody said that Central Time is God's time.
Yeah, no.
So
I said 223 is God's caliber, and
You
we
actually
do live in
said
God's.
Okay,
time.
okay.
Jamie, you actually said that Central Time was God's time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you.
I did say that, and I said on top of that, the 223 is God's caliber.
Second thing, I really applaud Lori Newgard on her spiel on this. Her aunt and uncle murdered, but she's still for firearms because of that's a huge, huge statement.
It is.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
so
Lori, I think you need to be a guest.
yeah, that is a huge statement that a lot of people don't realize, and a lot of people in the not only United States, I think around the world feel the same way. Why else would we have war? Okay,
Right.
okay. So, all right, here's my spiel.
Go for it.
Some people call me a conspiracy theorist. And so far, everything that they said, oh, Scott, that ain't ever going to come to North Dakota, has come
Oh,
to
yeah.
North Dakota.
Oh,
Okay. Oregon, not Oregon. It hasn't gone anywhere.
I say Oregon, but yes,
I know
go
you
on.
have. Fish and Wildlife Commission voted 5-1 to take away coyote calling contests. Now, they can't legally do that, but they're trying to do it. But the state statutes have different rules on this. Whatever. Skip over Oregon and let's go to North and South Dakota.
Yep.
I see this coming. I see it coming in a different way. There's an email for Lori, by the way. So I see this coming in a couple ways. And we talked about this last night. If you're going to try to control something, it's all about the money. Follow the money. We always say that no matter where, all three of us discuss this all the time.
Yeah.
If you are hosting a fishing tournament, your local game fish parks, yep, you need a permit, or you have to pay so much to that. Coyote tournaments are the only thing that you don't have to do that with right now.
Right.
If you're an outfitter, you got to pay a certain fee. If you're guiding, you got to pay a certain fee. There's always fees and fees and fees. Coyote tournaments are the last ones. You don't have to worry about that. I think it's coming. And it's coming around the corner, I think, sooner than later, that either A, they're going to ban tournaments, not private hunting of coyotes. I don't think so. Or fur bears, for that matter. I don't think they're going to ban it.
Which some states do.
which some states do, but
do.
so far Arizona, California, and now Oregon has
That's
has
for me,
banned-
by the way, guys.
The
has
Owen
been-
Oregon.
tournaments, and some of them have even they banned them, like you cannot do tournaments on federal or BLM land, public land, or whatever you want to call it, state land.
Taxpayer-owned land.
Taxpayer funded. Because I mean, if you try and say something,
Don't get me
Anyways, go on,
started in that
Scott. Yeah.
because I see the taxpayers
Yeah.
absolutely nothing on it. But
Yeah.
anyway,
keep going. We
here's
don't get
here's
down
the
rabbit
thing. I know, but here's the thing: is it's coming. It's coming down to whether you like it or not, especially with fur prices. So South Dakota does a tail turn-in. It's a predator nest thing that Governor Noem put in place. A lot of people were against it. Turned out to be one of the best things they did for pheasants and grouse and everything in that state.
Mhm.
Kids, adults, you turn in the tail, you get X amount of dollars. Right now, with ultimately low fur prices, and they're not going up anytime soon until we get a different administration that'll try to open some things up. Fur prices are in the tank. Everybody has kept every fur for the last 3 years. The state auction has been canceled last year because there's no price. There's no reason to sell them because everybody's keeping them. It's coming our way, boys. I guarantee it one way or another. And you can say, wow, Scott, that's never going to happen. I guarantee here in the next 5, maybe it might be 10 years, they're going to be looking at either fees for coyote tournaments or closing it down on federal and public land. And that is
That's for
land
sure.
that you guys, everybody else gets to hunt and we get to maintain.
For sure, they're going to try and do it on federal land. I 100% agree with you. I
Well,
agree with
you
pretty
know
much
they are.
everything you're saying.
I mean, they already tried to ban lead ammo. Luckily, that got stopped, but it's not going to go away. It's going to come back. That just will. They've been trying that for years.
Yeah.
And I'm
They just
actually
tried it
shocked.
again. Remember, Clay? We talked about it with Jay on In the Crosshairs. They were trying to do it again, but luckily they had some pushback, and I think they knocked it back. But
They did. They got it stopped, but they're not going to stop. They just got it stopped for now.
Mhm.
As far as the coyote hunting tournaments, I mean, I figured by now we'd already have the intrusion from the game and fish departments in any state, and we haven't. I'm actually surprised they haven't
old
done it
man
yet.
break.
Old man break. That's okay. So Clay, Eric just posted something I didn't realize here. That tail deal is stupid. You know how many tails I saw missing on roadkill in the state? Is that beneficial? Okay,
No, it's not.
I get it. I get that. But like I said before, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, or you help me say that.
Yeah, it is.
I thought the intention was good to keep young kids and stuff involved. I thought it was a good idea.
but it was abused as with anything.
As it is, everything gets abused. I thought the intention was the right way, and that's where I'm sticking with it, Eric. And I do appreciate it. I agree with that too. I do.
Yeah, even in South Dakota when they were doing that, they were even giving live traps away to everybody. They could have so
Yeah.
many live traps per person. So what they did is they just had other people going and getting, and just people were hoarding that as well. Any government program will be abused. There's no doubt about it. It's never going to stop. If there's something out there for quote free, they're going to go and abuse
Yeah.
that.
Everybody tries to, you give an inch, you take a mile, right, Clay?
They
You
always
see
do.
that all the time. And especially in the politics side of things.
Oh yeah, We're
That's a
seeing that
huge
right now.
thing. And it's unfortunate that we have to sit here and have a conversation in 2023 about how politics is affecting not only our private property rights, I'm going to say hunting rights and privileges, because in North Dakota, it is a right in North Dakota.
Mhm.
So
It's actually in our state constitution.
it is in our state constitution.
And I don't remember if they got that passed in South Dakota. It seems like South Dakota still don't have it, but I'd honestly have to go look it up. But North Dakota does have it.
So I have a sign that I made and wanted to bring in here tonight.
Yes.
My sign says, if you voted for the current administration, don't even bother coming into the ranch and asking.
Yeah, I love it. I
Okay.
love that.
I have a Snapchat from a buddy of mine down in the North and South Dakota border, and it says,
Let me put that up there.
do your thing there, Clay.
I will. Give me a minute here.
Hurry up. It's on Snapchat. I'll go away.
There you go.
If you voted for Pinocchio Joe or his, read it there. It's all backwards on my
His
screen.
Majesty Little Barry, you are not welcome on this property.
There you
Yeah.
go. Perfect.
Perfect.
Hey,
And
all
why
you have to
wouldn't
do
it
is go into your settings and hit mirror.
So you got to think back. If everybody's like,
I'm not an IT guy like you are,
if
man.
everybody's like, who's Barry? That would be former President Obama, who was endorsed by HSUS.
And
and
World
I-
Wildlife Fund.
Yeah, and I'm without
And
even
PETA.
looking it up, I'm pretty sure President Biden was too, and they're both anti-gun. And if you think just because you got a bolt action rifle and that they
They're
ain't coming
coming
for
for
you,
it.
you can bet your rear end they are. And I own bolt action
Absolutely.
rifles too. In fact, I'm gonna hopefully kill a sweet 170-inch mule deer with one here in about 5 weeks. But
No, you got to kill a sweet pheasant with a bolt action shotgun
I do like the bolt action
Oh,
shotguns; they're badass.
or a lever action 410.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
Hey, how about a double barrel, man? Elmer Fudd.
I got both. I got a double barrel here. I can bring it up.
Yeah, Wyatt's got all kinds of them.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Yeah. Go for it.
Double barrel shotguns, over, under, or side by side? Clay?
I got both. I enjoy my over and under more than I do my side by side.
So, all right, I'm actually more of a single shot guy, but if I had to go, I'm definitely taking side by side because I think side by sides look more badass. Especially
Damn right. Damn
especially,
right.
especially in the
Yeah.
coach gun form, baby. I mean,
Yes.
you know,
Now, if you're talking self defense,
No,
I'm both. No,
Just
I'm
hunting?
both.
Yeah.
both.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
I can tell you right now, I just enjoy shooting my over and under more. Maybe it's because I shot it more. So yeah, I got no issue with either of them. I own them both.
Yeah, but if I had to pick, I'm definitely a side by side guy.
Here we go. Here's
Coach
coming in.
That's
So,
what I'm saying.
I love this. I love the looks of side by side. I love shooting
Yeah.
a side by side.
Yeah.
But most importantly, a side by side when I carry it is more comfortable than an over under.
See,
Okay.
that's why I'm a single shot, man. I just want one barrel.
I'm in the
it's coming off
minority
the
here,
shoulder. I
guys.
cock the hammer and.
Right here, side by side, Eric Newman. Gene
Oh
Cox.
yeah, yeah,
He's got
Cool
the
factor
side by
is big.
side 28, the coolness factor.
yeah.
Okay, so we're 4 against 1 right now,
The
Clay.
blind
Sorry,
guy and the
buddy.
blind gal, I
I'm
can
used to
guarantee you, without seeing their vote, they both carry. They both. Well, actually, God, as wide as side by side, maybe isn't over and under.
How the hell do they know what they're carrying?
28 gauge. I can tell you that though.
Ah, better question: exposed
Oh.
hammer or no?
I like exposed. hammer.
Exposed, baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with this on the. I like the exposed hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pull that
Yeah.
back.
Even on
So,
semi-automatic handguns, I like a hammer on them too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know why. You know why? Because Wyatt talked about how he loves shooting his 28 gauge. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he shot it for
brags
years,
about
him and
that, yeah.
Tammy. I'm just not, man. I want to say he's got a side by side. What's a Gene? If you're still listening, what's that CZ? Yeah, right there, side by side. Exactly. Gene has the same one White and Tammy do. It's a side by side for sure.
Matt
Yep.
Spencer, side by side. I still shoot my Winchester Model 24 I bought in Rapid at first stop for $150 my first month in
Damn.
South Dakota.
That's
See,
a
he
deal
come to
right
South
there.
Dakota and seen all this freedom, so he bought guns left and right. But
Yes.
first stop, if you've never been there, I'm going to give him a free plug. Find Brett. Them guys are fantastic down there.
Eric Newman, over and unders are the yuppie guns for gun club people.
Oh,
Eric,
thanks a lot, Eric.
Eric.
Thanks a lot.
Eric is my spirit animal right now.
Oh,
That's a
Oh.
marathon of double barrels.
I love it. That's
Look at
funny
Clay's
stuff.
like, wait a minute here.
I don't even have it over here. I've got it over there.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love it.
Oh, I have my very first shotgun right here behind me.
Now, my favorite is I have a Model 12 back here. I love shooting, and I like my Browning. These are both pump actions. I love both of those for hunting pheasants.
Hey, Brian Warner,
Brian,
what's
he
up,
made it.
MVE?
Look what I
What's
have
up,
there.
buddy?
Oh, there's so
Talking
Gene's
shotguns.
got a CZ ring neck from Gene Cox. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah, that's a why.
CZs are all right. Yeah.
Yeah, they got
They're
ring
all
neck
right.
side by sides for sure. Deadly as all hell with the 28 gauge. I love it.
Don't get him going on AKs. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Doug Wolf is also a spirit animal of mine.
Yeah.
Sound
Oh,
off.
guarantee you. Yeah.
That's
Doug
what-
Wolf, that's who
and-
owns Lauer, part owner Lauer Auto.
Yeah, he owns
Oh, okay.
Colorado.
So Doug, I call that the get out of the pickup fast shotgun.
There you go. Ground pound them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
double
Matt
barrels.
says here, is there anyone who makes a side by side with an exposed hammer and a longer barrel for hunting, preferably a single trigger to dump both barrels of water.
I
Well,
haven't
yeah,
seen one in a
Dave.
long time.
Dave, I know you're listening still tonight. So
Yeah.
if you have some insight on that, why don't we see if we can't get an
I
answer?
got no answer for you on that.
1760 Sports. I know he's got that. Oh, here it is right here.
Bullpup.
Nothing
Yeah.
more fun than a 12 gauge
Yes.
bullpup. Yeah.
All right. So
one of them 410 AR uppers you can slap on there with the 30 rounder. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey,
So
What's up,
I know
Kelly
you.
Gross? What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man.
good to see you.
I know you guys are Christians, and so am I. But the good Lord turned water into whiskey and wine, and I'm gonna be on God's time here in Slope County. So
Josh Patterson, what's he saying here? He says, I just bought my boy a CZ 612 pump and 12 gauge as an upgrade from his first shotgun, which was a
Stevens,
model.
yeah.
Yeah, model 320
Yep.
12 gauge. He bagged his first pheasant with the CZ last weekend during youth season. Good for
Yeah,
him. Great.
Those CZs are
Awesome,
nice.
man.
They
Love
are.
it. What's actually CZ, which is made in Czechoslovakia. That's probably the most pro gun country on the European continent. To be honest, I know it is actually. It is. Czechoslovakia. They actually loosened their gun, which was light compared to everybody else, but they actually loosened them up even here in the last couple of years. So
Like down in South America, what we've seen going on down
yeah, don't
Okay.
don't feel bad buying a CZ. You're supporting a good cause there.
there. Amen. Pass them ammo.
So I got a question for both of you guys now.
Yes.
What's the oldest shotgun you guys own?
Oldest I own.
Well, you're gonna be. I can answer that easy right now,
Go
Scott. I
for
don't
it.
even own a shotgun anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
But the oldest.
Okay,
one I have
while
before
Clay's doing his old guy scoot.
Well, I don't have that many old ones.
Oh, my shotguns are out at my mom's place and my her husband Scotty. So there's two of them out there. There's a single shot and a J.C. Higgins pump, and that baby's probably from the
Yeah.
late '60s.
Okay.
Well, this is a J. Stevens Arms and Tool Company. These were actually sold through, I believe, at the time, Montgomery Ward in Lemon, South Dakota. It was my grandpa's. The
Yeah,
patent
right.
on it is a 1905. But I don't shoot it much anymore. It's just because this was my grandpa's.
French gun.
so
That's weapon
I
of
hold
war,
on to it.
Clayton.
Yeah.
Weapon of war. There you go.
So I found myself at an auction sale years ago. An actual shotgun, 12 gauge. I'm pretty sure it's 12 gauge. The barrel is rolled steel.
Really?
Wow, that is okay.
And I went to the big book of
Wow.
handguns. The big book had it listed, but had no value on it because nobody has them anymore.
None's on the market. Yep.
So I have that in the corner, and I have one that's from like 78 or 1880.
Damn.
Wow.
Well,
you know, to
yeah.
tie that in with something in the modern world, Scott, there's still AR-15 manufacturers that use rolled steel for the recoil tube for the recoil spring. Yeah, they roll steel.
nice.
Yeah, there ain't too many of those. I haven't
think-
seen a rolled
yeah.
steel.
I'll tell you,
That's
Dave
crazy.
says, does a blunderbuss count as a
Yeah.
shotgun? Absolutely, it
Yes.
does.
Those are
Yes, it does.
badass.
No. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Damascus,
saw it, Matt,
yes.
if he had it here. The market, Dave answered you on with an exposed hammer. They're fairly thin. Exposed hammers are more of a cowboy action clone now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're typically the
Yeah,
coach.
from
So,
I've
so
ever-
they use them for cowboy action shooting more
Big time
is what they're
big
using
time.
right now
Yep.
with a bird shot or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we just had, we did our Farm Bureau annual meeting up there in Carson for our county. We brought Paul up
Chieftains.
there. What's that?
The Carson
The
Chieftains.
Carson Chieftains. Yeah. We brought Paul up there, and I tell you what, that was pretty cool. He did a cowboy action shooting demonstration
Yeah.
for us.
That's cool.
And that was pretty fun. And then he explained afterwards. We went back to the fair building before we ate, and he explained everything and how he did it. And I really highly recommend if you never went and seen that, go see it and see if you can't find someone to demonstrate it because it's actually more than you think it is.
You know what's more impressive than shooting the balloons, Clay?
that
Getting the earplugs in the horse's ears.
he showed me those.
Because my horses
was
would be
pretty
like
cool.
freaking out.
Yeah, I was
He
gonna
actually-
say.
Okay.
Him and his daughter and his
Yeah.
niece all had them for their horses. And I was like, "What is that?" He goes, "That's the earplugs for the
Yeah.
horses." Like that one. Cool. That makes sense.
I mean, not a bad idea either. So, I
It's a
mean,
great idea. I just want to be on the
It's a
other
real
side of the
thing.
corral when you do it to my horses.
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
So let's go through a couple of these here.
You bet.
Let's see. I told Josh to go ahead and send us a picture. If he does it here before the end of the show, we'll put.
I
that
got a
up
kick
there.
out of Jay Titans there because he actually has like the laughy face on it. But it's,
Yeah, I see. Is this the one? Yeah. I'm not a shotgun guy, although they are awesome to shoot. I prefer assault rifles and assault pistols.
I even own assault keys and assault hammers.
yeah. We got
bats.
assault fist too,
Yeah.
don't you? And feet.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
Scott like auger through like 2x10s with his head flying through the air, so I know he's an assault body. Actually,
Well, back. I'm paying for that shit right now,
Yeah,
buddy. I'll tell
It's
you
like
that.
getting your teeth
I
ripped
used to be cool. Yeah.
Eric Newman says his 16 gauge is my oldest, and I think that's the one that, if I remember right, you just got from your dad, if I remember. But you can correct me on that. That's a pretty nice gun, if that's the one I'm thinking it is. Damascus, absolutely, Damascus steel. Don't shoot a modern Magnum Shelton. That's right. And I don't know if you remember this, Gene. My father-in-law had one. It was a steel liner with like a fiberglass outer, and they, of course, don't recommend you shoot them anymore. But they were recalled, but he kept his. I got to go look at that. I know it's still up in the gun safe up at my mother-in-law's, but that was a pretty cool gun. I'd never seen anything like it. And of course, they didn't make them very long because it was
Clay,
a bad idea.
they don't recommend making fun of guys with skinny jeans, but you still do it.
But you still do it. That's right. I should go look at that gun again. It's been a long time since I've looked at that. Josh Patterson says that he got his oldest one is a Springfield model 1929 single shot barrel breech.
Sweet.
16 gauge is actually my boys' shotgun, and I have a Stevens model 258
Bolt action, baby.
20 gauge.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. There's way more bolt action. Do they even make a new bolt action shotgun? There's no way they do, right?
I have no clue. I've never looked for one, so I
I
couldn't
want
tell
one
you.
with that assault clip that drops out of the bottom.
Yeah. Axe says he's got an Ivor Johnson. There you go. Single shot 410 from his grandpa.
Sweet.
Hey, I have a 22 pump that has an assault tube.
I like that. That's awesome, man.
Perfect.
Got a
Eric,
22 round assault tube.
Eric says, you haven't brought me my gun I won from the Farm Bureau yet. Well, it's because we haven't drawn yet. We got to.
Is that the one that Cheech posed naked on a bear rug?
No.
That was last year.
That was last year.
Okay.
No, Clay's got the
This one here.
prohibited 30
This
odd
is-
hunting caliber though.
Yeah,
Clay. It's a hunting
caliber.
rifle.
AR-10.
There it is.
It's a Noreen firearms. If you need a ticket, I'll definitely get you one, Scott.
What caliber is that, Clayton?
30-06 Noreen
Hunting
firearms
rifle.
right out of Belgrade, Montana.
Nice.
Actually, we got that
It is
from,
nice too. It's rich.
Yeah.
Sweet craftsmanship on it.
we got that from 1760 Sports up there from Dave Fetting, and just a fantastic gun. Everything's a machine. This is an high-end AR, but it's AR-10, so it's not an assault rifle, right?
Yeah. So my buddy Kelly says he's got an
And it's
old
Cerakoted.
bolt action.
That's completely Cerakoted. That's not blue.
super smooth.
I met
Cerakote
Sarah.
gun.
She's pretty nice.
Kelly says he's got a bolt action 12. Yeah, he does. That's actually the first one I monkeyed around with it, where he brought it into work, and then a guy, my friend at work, Casey, took it hunting, and a guy said, I'll bet you there's no way you can hit nothing with it. And I think the first one he pulled up on a pheasant with, he smoked it, and the guy just reached into his billfold and pulled the money out and handed it to him. It's cool though. It's cool. I love it. That thing's awesome.
So let's see. Dave says Savage does make a bolt action slug gun. There you go, guys. You can still buy one.
Yeah.
I'm talking birds though. I mean, it's just bolt action slug. Yeah,
Be a little bit more
50
accurate.
Oh, Stevens 59A bolt action 410. Yeah, there you go.
That's that high capacity tube fed.
Yeah,
shit
there
that
it
high
is.
is.
capacity.
The
too,
original
yeah.
assault magazine.
Assault tube. It's an assault tube.
Yeah,
You can
assault
also
tube.
find that in the cities in the Bronx.
So, oh well, I don't know.
Yeah, let's wrap. I'll tell you what. We'll wrap her up.
Yeah.
But
I still have my radio shows to do yet
Yeah.
tonight, buddy.
Scott, so why don't you tell everybody where they can find you when you're on, where you can, every place you're at, or give us your social media. And,
Well, okay. So social media is a little bit easier. You can find me on Facebook, Scott Bachmeyer. Any other platform, it's Broker Rancher. If you want to find me on the website, I'm still working against Viagra to fish my website. So we're working on a brand new website. So I'm going to put that out here. Instead of Dakota Prairie Outdoors, I want to rebrand it. If you have any ideas, please send it to me, Scott@ndsupernet.com. Otherwise, stations, I'm on 26 stations throughout North, South Dakota, Montana. Just check any station, they'll have me listed on there. That's as easy as I can say, guys.
So yeah, I'll add to that. Scott's on every evening on KFYR 550 AM at what, Scott, 540, right? You got your
5:35 somewhere in there, and then on Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock Central Time, God's time, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And then you do the Dakota Farm Report at what time is that?
Dakota Farm and Ranch Report is at 6:20, 7:20, 8:20, 9:20, and 12:20.
There you
Awesome.
go. Perfect.
Awesome. And every Saturday, of course,
And-
8 a.m.
If you want to listen to a live morning, real country, old-fashioned country show,
Place
radio,
Chris will do.
radiobaker.com from 6 to 9 Mountain Time every morning, weekday mornings.
There you go.
Awesome.
Well, he's everywhere, guys. You can't miss him.
I am the cockroach of radio. Can't get rid of me.
Man, I thought Daryl Lease was on a lot. You even got him buried.
I've
Sorry,
been at it a
Daryl.
lot longer than Daryl Lease has.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Clayton, why don't you
One quick thing here before we go. Josh sent his picture. There's his boy with that
Nice.
first pheasant. So I'd share that.
awesome
with everybody.
picture, man. I
Thanks
love
for-
it.
Thanks for sharing that with us. We'd love
Nice.
to put that kind of
Appreciate
stuff
it.
up. So thanks.
So Clayton,
All
why don't you let everybody know we're going to be heard on Friday mornings?
Friday morning, 7:40 Mountain, 8:40 Central. Mitchell in the morning, KFYR 550 AM. And we're going to be hitting something pretty important, and it has to do with the refugees coming into Bismarck.
Oh
And
boy.
what kind of people they become. You wonder how that's tied to guns in the
They can't be
701.
at that gun, could they, Clay?
No, not at all,
They're just
right?
here for
Tune
better
in,
life.
guys. Tune in, and then we'll tell you all about it. There's some things going
Absolutely.
on, and the people that live in Bismarck, you got to get control of your commissioners. You've got to show up at the meetings. But we'll talk more about that on 550 on Friday morning. Of course, Wednesday night, we have our live stream, 6 p.m., of course, Mountain Time, and 7 Central Time, every single Wednesday night. And you can catch us Facebook, Twitter. We do have Rumble, but we're not live, but it does upload afterwards. And, of course, YouTube. And then hit our website, www.gunsinthe701.com.
Got a lot of videos on there, gun related, prairie dog shooting, all kinds of stuff. We're getting into hunting season now, so there's going to be a lot of pheasant hunting videos on, and deer season. We have a lot of deer videos on there, just like last year. It was great. We're going to have a good time doing it. So again, check us out, 8:40 a.m. Friday morning, God's time, Central Time, KFYR 550.
Oh, I forgot to mention on my
you can
stuff.
also listen on iHeart.
Yeah,
And iHeart.
I
Both
forgot
of
to
them.
mention on my stuff. You can also find my Facebook page, and I have a lot of cow porn on there.
Yes, he does. Good stuff. I do enjoy it.
Black
I do enjoy when he
livestock
posts.
matters.
Just ask Scott about BLM. There's several definitions.
Yeah.
I got
All right.
sued. I got sued by them.
Did you really? Wow.
You want to cover this before you cancel out here tonight or
Oh,
not?
heck, we have.
Might as well. We did her this long. Let's do it, man.
So,
Hit it.
so a few years ago, when Black Lives Matter was doing all their protests and burning everything down in the big cities.
Mostly
right.
peaceful.
Oh, it's always peaceful. So I started doing my hashtags of Black Lives Matter with my Black Angus herd.
Right.
It started catching on so much, it started having more hits
Then
than the
there-
Black Lives Original Matter. And I had an
That's
email. I got sued by the original home base headquarters out of Seattle,
Wow.
saying that I have to stop doing that. And I did.
Wow.
I had to stop because they got way more money than I do, guys.
Oh, yeah. Then they're finding out it's being spent. They don't have a clue.
There you go. We got the meaning of BLM right there from Amelia. What's that?
Burn, loot, murder.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dialed in 100%.
But yeah, so I don't
Wow.
say it as much anymore, but you will find it on the side of my semi as I have new decals put on there. It's going to say Black Livestock Matters.
Oh, I love it. Well, they got a lot more money than you to go to court, so
Oh,
I don't
buddy.
blame you for reeling back on that one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm sure they sent you a letter of cease and desist, basically, before they did anything.
It was
to
pretty
you.
strong cease and
I'm
desist.
sure it was.
It was a 6-figure cease and desist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Unbelievable. Commie bastards.
Yep, there you go. Clay's Commie Company of the Week. Real short and sweet. BLM.
There you go.
I got to get going, boys. Have a good one.
Thanks for joining us, Scott. Guys,
You bet.
thanks for listening. And tell you what, keep your powder dry. We'll catch everybody Friday morning and next week, Wednesday. Thanks for listening.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Yeah.
Love it.